Fairview's coffee has mysteriously gone missing. Mayhem ensues when strange, coffee-craving zombies plague the city. Detective Mickey Potatoes, an overworked public servant, uncovers why ordinary citizens are losing their minds and how to stop the coffee apocalypse. But it involves the mafia. And when you're dealing with mafia crime families, nothing is ever easy. The mafia controls everything in the city, including the police, including him. If he breaks the mafia, they will break him. So, the city is without coffee. The city is burning before his very eyes, but he's powerless. Detective Potatoes has the power to stop the coffee apocalypse, but if he does, he could lose everything.
What is Path of the Pale Rider anyway? What is Path of the Pale Rider anyway? Is it a comic book? No, that's not it. Is it this? What the heck is Path of the Pale Rider, man? There's no way this is right. How about this? I have no idea.
We're gonna rob a bank.
Oh, it's this.
Alright, boys and girls, this is Ron from Romo Art, also from Sector 7. Alright, take 2. Nope.
Hello?
You are live. Do your thing, bro. We got no audio. What's up?
No audio.
What's up?
Can you hear
Hi,
me?
Chuck. How you doing,
Can you
brother?
hear me? Can you hear me?
Well, we hear you fine. I'm sure we have Brittany in the backstage working on this.
Okay.
How you doing, Chuck?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
Good
good.
to see you, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah. Good to see you
I
as
think
well.
the last time I saw you, you were on Laurie's show,
Right?
and we are launching her book at the end of this show. What do you think of that?
Cool.
What do you think of that? Ron's setting up at the other computer. He's coming right back in.
Yep.
He's good. There he is. All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Give me 1 second. All right, let's see. Wow. Full moon tonight, folks, by the way, if you couldn't tell.
It's Crom, bro. No, it's Crom. It's always Crom.
It's always Crom.
The internet
Full
troll
moon.
strikes again.
Matt's
That's his job.
got to come in, add to stage, right?
I got to get out because this is your show.
There he is. Okay.
Chuck, good to see you. I will see you again soon, my friend.
Evening.
Bye-bye.
Man, that was our first rough start with our most important guest. Ain't that great?
Well, that just means things will get better.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir. So, welcome to another adventure of MattMan and Romo. We have a very special guest, and no one's here to see us, Matt. I'm sorry. Everyone's going to be here tonight to see Mr. Chuck Dixon.
Oh, boy.
And that's okay. That's okay. So how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Good. Excellent. So I've got, I was setting up for the show, and I was going through making notes and trying to do your bio, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I don't need to introduce this man. This man introduces him. He introduces himself. So, man, thank you first, for doing the show. Really appreciate it. And just a couple of announcements after the show. Right after the show, we're gonna roll into Laurie Calcaterra's launch party for Path of the Pale Rider. So I'm gonna continue. Matt, if you want to stay, you're more than welcome. Mr. Dixon, if you'd like to stay for as long as you want, you could stay until midnight. That's totally fine. I'll keep the camera on. Okay.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, so right after the show, we're going to roll into the launch party. And this announcement is for Mr. Dixon. I promised a colleague of mine, Hojo, the creator of the Mythicals, the book is doing very well, that I would say hello to you for him. He said you are his personal hero. So Hojo on Twitter, creator of the Mythicals. I told you I'd say hi, buddy. I keep my word. And from there, let's get on with the show. So without going into your past, I mean, what my question right now, and we have a list of questions that we sent you, so we're going to go through that list. But work-wise, right now, like on your calendar this week, what are some projects that you could tell us about that you're working on?
Well, I'm working on a third project for Eric July for the Rippaverse. And I started last week, and I got about 36 pages into it. It's a 100-page graphic novel. I really can't say much more about that. But it's kind of a world-building story.
Yep.
Kind of expands, or doesn't really expand. It gives some background on the Rippaverse.
Is this the one that you're doing with Joe Bennett?
No. This is a new one.
Is that a different one?
This is the third project that I did. I did Alpha Core with Joe.
Yep.
I did a second project of a character Joe and I created together, which I can't talk about yet.
Yeah.
I know. It's one
It's
with
one
a
of those
whole
things.
different artist who's awesome as well. And I can't name him or name the project.
It's a great job, and it's fun.
Yeah. Anything I'm working on currently, I generally can't talk about.
You can't. I know. That was really the toughest part for me and Matt when we were trying to launch our first book, Sector 7, was, tell us about the book. A lot of the things we wanted to say, like, we can't say. So
right.
it can get kind of frustrating.
Well, I mean, back in the day, I could say, well, I'm working on Nightwing 67.
Yeah. Yep. And everyone
knows about that, but
yep.
Everything's a secret. So
absolutely. I was actually, I know you've been in the business for decades, right? Which is that's a feat in and of itself, which is why you are who you are. But I couldn't believe the number of books you've actually scribed. Like you worked on and random titles that I didn't know, like The Simpsons. Yeah. I had no idea that you wrote Simpsons comics. That's freaking awesome. You know, I
never specialized, which is I think part of the reason I'm still here is I never specialized.
So whatever job you got, that's what you wrote. You didn't fall into any niche or anything.
No, I just love the medium. I mean, I love the characters too, but I just love the medium, and I see it as a challenge. Anything that's thrown at me, especially if I've never done it before.
It's really interesting. I was kind of taking a look back through some of your catalog and stuff. And hi, Mr. Dixon. My name's Matt, and just as a writer, like I find just the work that you've done, you know, over the years fascinating. I was gonna ask you, like, is there any particular projects that stand out that you were like a personal fan of? You know, that was kind of like made you giddy to be able to work on.
Well, I mean, I never thought I'd write Batman. I mean, everybody wanted to write Batman, and everybody pitched Batman. I never did. Then he reached out for me to do the Robin miniseries, and then I just never left. I honestly, every time I typed the words Batman and Robin, I was like, oh. I'm writing Batman and Robin.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, but you know, Conan. I mean, all these characters that I grew up with and I loved. You know, it was just such a kick to work on them. I'd be trusted with the franchise.
Yeah, that's huge. I was going to ask if you were. I know in the late '80s, I believe you did The Hobbit. Is that right? Were you a Tolkien fan as well, or?
Yeah. For me, you know, epic medieval fantasy begins and ends with Tolkien, and I was a big fan of The Hobbit. And even after adapting it and having to read it like 23 times, I still love it.
Right. Yeah. I'm a big nut for that stuff. So I was curious, like, if that was just something you got kind of asked to do, or if that was that's pretty that's an amazing testament, though, being able to read it that many times and not get sick of it.
Yeah, Dean Mulaney for some reason trusted me to do a good job on it because he knew I'd sweat it.
Yeah, I think you did well.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Matt of the two of us, we're both writers. I'm the artist more. Matt is the writer. He has his master's in English lit. So yeah. Okay. I thought you two might hit it off. So yeah. So I figured, why don't we start off with the list of questions that we sent you? And the reason why was because before I even thought it'd be a possibility to ever have a guest of your stature on our little show, Pops was like, you know, he's part of the network. And, you know, he's like, if you send him some questions that he hasn't heard a million times, he might be on your show. So before I knew what was happening, my wife and producer, Brittany, is writing out questions. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm writing to Chuck. And I'm like, holy cow. I said, okay. All right, cool. Let's get this done.
That's that easy.
She's a fast mover. She doesn't. Yeah, that's why she's awesome. So like half of these are Brittany's, and then half of them are mine. So first one. Okay, this is from Brittany, definitely. Top 3 favorite villainesses.
Oh wow. Yeah, you can tell I didn't read the questions beforehand. Well, I love Catwoman. Yep. She's probably the only well-adjusted character in comics because she's comfortable in her own skin.
Yeah.
I always liked her. I love the Baroness, G.I. Joe.
Yes.
I like the look, and then I just like her romantic entanglements with Destro and stuff like that. And then, other female villainesses.
Thanks, Laurie.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with that one. Picking a third one. I'm going to kick myself, but I can't think of a third one off the top of my head.
That's all right. That's okay. Maybe that's why you're here. We're going to work this out together. Okay.
Rosalie Carbone from because I worked on her. From The Punisher, the Mafia Princess.
Okay.
She was a lot
All
of
right.
fun to write.
Excellent. Excellent. So this is Brittany's. If there was going to be a Bane movie, what song would be a must-have featured in the movie?
Now, this one I did think about.
Okay.
There's a song, I can't remember the name of the group though. It's a song called Cherokee Chief, and it's just a really good, mean, like macho song about cars and guns and stuff like
Matt,
that.
have you heard that one?
I have not. I'm
Really?
curious.
Matt's
Looks
also a
like,
musician.
Jerry Harrison looks like sings Cherokee Chief from 1988.
That sounds about right.
That might be something I'll have to check out, actually.
Yeah, it's like it's got this like really pounding rhythm. It's very Bane.
Nice. All right. Let me see. If this one, me or Brittany, is there any particular talent? I can't remember who had this one. This one might be mine. Is there any particular talent or skill that you envy in others?
I wish I'd stayed in art school and become a better cartoonist. So I could be a double threat.
Yeah.
I mean, I doodle and stuff like that, but I was never serious enough about it. I've only ever drawn one comic. So yeah, I wish I could do that. I see what guys are doing, because I think the writer artist is the purest form of comics.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I will be attempting to do. Me and Matt both have writers in us, and I've got more of the artist, and Matt's a musician.
Right.
We love working together, but we have so many ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, you're right. And some of them I'll do on my own, and some of them, Matt will do with other artists, and then we'll work together. Like, we want to create like a real big plethora of work by the time we're done. And we're starting late in life, so hopefully there won't be any burnout until we're like 80. So,
I mean, I professionally, I started late. I mean, I didn't get my first real regular gig in comics till I was 32. So
okay, all right.
I'm 38 myself.
So,
it was funny. Just as a writer, I was, kind of gonna ask, like, at what point was there a certain point where you like, maybe it was Batman, I'm not sure, but where you felt like, oh wow, I'm legit now, like I've arrived, kind of thing? Was there a certain point when that happened for you?
Well, when I got the regular lead feature on Savage Sword of Conan, I realized, hey, I'm making enough money. I can actually, set a wedding date with my fiance.
Nice.
So I can actually support us. And then from there, it was just the struggle to stay in that place. I mean, I would have been happy making what I made that first year. But then the 90s came, it all went crazy. So, but yeah, I mean, once I got in and proved my reliability, I knew I was going to be in for the long haul.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. It's kind of hoping,
but you never get really comfortable.
Yeah,
you're a
that's probably
freelancer.
a good thing on some level, I'd imagine, right? Do you find that keeps you motivated, not being comfortable?
Yeah, because God forbid I would ever have to actually get a real job again.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 4. Okay. This, I believe, is Brittany's. Do you have a lucky number or lucky charm?
No.
No, nothing. Nothing.
I got nothing.
All right. Okay, well, how about this? Are you a person that doesn't believe in luck?
I think you make your own luck.
Okay.
That's a great line. Love it.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Okay. Yep. I kind of figured.
It's not mine. It's not original with me, but you can't just be a victim. You gotta have a plan. You gotta have a deadline. Deadlines are more important than goals.
Yeah, nice. Okay, I like that.
I'm gonna do this someday. No, I'm gonna do this by next Wednesday afternoon. That's the only way to get something done.
Nice. I like that. Okay, great. Let's see. This was mine, I think. Is there any story that you haven't written, but you wish you had the time to write?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Real? Are they superhero? Like what kind?
None of them are superhero.
None of them are super because you've done that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had a bunch
You've
of
done a
Punisher
few.
stories I would have loved to have gotten to write. That's not really superhero. I got some like high concept historical fiction stuff I would like to write. I've got a Western I really want to do, a Western comic I really want to do. But again, it's high concept, and if I tell you, then someone else will do it.
Yeah.
It's one of those. Oh yeah. I mean, I finally, for years, thought about writing a Western. This isn't the Western. This is the Western I did write, but for decades I thought about this Western where in Westerns they're always fighting over water rights or cattle or this or that. I thought, well, what if they were fighting over paleontology finds, dinosaur bones? Because they did. That's a historical thing. They actually really did fight over these finds. Wow. There was dynamite and guns and all that involved. So I finally got to write my paleontological Western. It's called La Gringa.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Are any of the ones that you wish?
But I meant that's an example of like if I told anybody about it, they would have stolen it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Are any of the ideas that you haven't done yet? Are any of them like novels or movie scripts or like just comics?
Mostly novels. I'm not a screenwriter. Novels. I hate screenwriting.
Really? How come?
I can't do it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I get so balled up by the format that I just end up writing junk.
Okay, so actually, that is that why you turned down rewriting The Expendables 2?
Well, I didn't turn it down. They didn't offer me enough money.
Oh, okay.
I would have been working with Sly, and he would have handled all the formatting because
yeah.
He thinks in screenplay form. I mean, he writes these marvelous, fluid screenplays. They're so much fun to read, but I just can't do it. It's like I just can't get there. I don't feel it. I mean, I love movies, and I think I understand movies, but I just can't seem to think in terms of screenplay.
That's interesting. Okay.
So his thing was I would just write it, and then he would write it with me, and he would handle all the rest of it.
Yeah. So you've obviously met with him and not just his assistants?
No, I met with him and we've talked on the phone quite a few times. We still talk on the phone every now and again.
Really?
And we've done business together. I mean, we did Expendables Go to Hell, which was an idea he came up with, but he couldn't get them to greenlight as a movie for obvious reasons. And I said, well, let's do it as a comic. And so, we partnered on that. We also partnered on, we have a Rambo graphic novel coming out soon that, he, helped out on and obviously helped us secure the rights to do.
That's awesome.
But I did other stuff. I mean, I did my only experiment in the screenplay form was a project called Mexifornia, which we were going to do. It was a computer animated thing for Lionsgate. It was going to be an online thing with Sly doing the voice of the lead character. But
awesome.
I wrote like 3 episodes, but it never went any further than that. This is like 12 years ago. And then he got me work doing the dialogue for an Expendables video game.
Sweet.
So, but yeah, and every once in a while he'll call just to talk because I'm not in the business and he knows I'm not going to tell anybody what he said.
Right. Yeah.
Call to tell me stuff. This amazing inside Hollywood stuff.
Oh man, that is so cool.
Yeah,
so
he's an awesome guy. He really is. He really is an awesome guy. And just for the fact that once the Expendables 2 deal fell apart, I mean, normal Hollywood, he would have just forgotten me. But he did. He never did. He never did. He kept calling me and talking to me. So
that's amazing. I mean, honestly,
he's a good guy.
Honestly, like he's and not to make you jealous, Mr. Dixon, but he's my personal hero.
No, he is. Talk about make your own luck. I mean, this guy engineered his own comeback.
Yeah,
he was finished. I mean, he wouldn't mind me saying this because it's true. He was finished in Hollywood. He was over, but he wasn't going away. And he just engineered his own. He went overseas and made movies. He made that the new Rambo movie on a shoestring budget, and he just brought himself back. I mean, and he's never been hotter than he is right now.
Yeah. It was always, him or Schwarzenegger, and I was a Stallone guy, Yeah,
well, I mean, the thing about Stallone and getting to meet him and talk to him and learn how he works, and then other people telling me what it's like to work with him, I go back and I look at his movies and I realize how much he contributed to the movies.
Yeah.
Because I'll look at a scene and I go, he wrote that.
Yeah.
I don't care who they say wrote it. He wrote
Yeah.
this scene. And I'll ask him, did you write that scene in Daybreak where you kind of explain your, yeah, I did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, the Batcave sequence in Cliffhanger, was that you? And he goes, yeah, that was me.
Yeah. Like it's crazy because as I've gotten older, I actually love watching his interviews, like even more than his movies that I love. I love listening because then you get like kind of in his head how he thinks. And he does, he reminds me a little bit of my father. My father did 2 tours in Vietnam, ran prisons for a living. He was either going to run them or be in them. So he chose to run them. And Stallone is a lot like my dad, those old school guys. And I just love, like I said, I love getting into the mentality of how he thinks about things. Yeah. So very cool. Awesome stuff. Let's see. But I can't, was this one yours? Favorite weapon? Was that yours?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You reworded it, but yeah.
Okay. What would be your favorite weapon of choice? Gun, sword, or superpower?
Well, the superpower, when you're a kid, you're like, if I could fly, if I could beat up all the bullies in school. But as I get older, the superpower I wish I had Wolverine's claws for when packages come. Well, cellophane is like my arch nemesis. So that would be handy.
If we all had Wolverine's claws back when we were trying to open CDs, that would have been amazing.
That would have been fantastic.
That would have been the best.
But weapon of choice is a Dan Wesson 44 Magnum, to be specific.
Okay, all right.
It's my favorite firearm.
Right to the point. Nice.
Yes.
Nice. All right. Let's see. If you were to create a brand new character in today's, which you already basically are, but in today's political climate, what would he or she be like? Like if you were to sit down and write a new one right now.
Well, they would be. First of all, I wouldn't pay attention to today's political climate.
I kind of figured. Okay. I kind of figured.
In fact, I'd probably try to offend as many people as possible.
Good man.
I'm working on a new character for Arkhaven. Again, I can't say a lot about it, but it's we thought, well, they've sort of ditched the Punisher. Not only ditched him, they've gutted him and left him, along the highway for dead. But people still want to read about characters like that. So we're creating a Punisher-like comic book character who takes it a lot farther than Frank Castle.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, wow. All right. That's pretty far. I didn't know there was farther than Frank Castle.
There's farther to go.
There's farther. Okay.
I'm a big fan of the novel that Death Wish was based on. If you ever get a chance to read the novel, it's a lot different than the movie. It's a lot darker, and that's where I always try to take the Punisher to that place, but they would never let me go that far.
Yeah. Well, I honestly could see why in a comic book format. That's pretty, that's pretty rough. Yeah,
he wasn't a good fit. I always say he wasn't a good fit for Marvel.
Yeah,
as a character, the way he evolved, with Denny O'Neil and Frank Miller and Mike Barron. Kind of evolved away from the Marvel model.
He would have made a good indie character, actually.
He would have been.
Perfect indie character.
He'd still be around.
Yeah. You're right about that. I know. Let's see. Do you believe? This is Brittany's. Do you believe in spirit animals? And if so, what's yours?
Wow.
It could just be favorite animal.
Yeah, it could just be favorite animal. Yeah. I think my favorite animal is the tiger. And they're awesome.
Yeah, I can see. Okay, I can see it.
Cool.
Nice.
That's really awesome. And probably least favorite animal is a bear.
Least favorite? How come? She loves bears. How come?
You've ever been near a bear?
No, no.
I wouldn't be your favorite animal. No. I've been very, very, very. I've been much, much closer to a wild bear than I ever wanted to be, and I've never been so scared in my life. Which is what prompted me to buy a Dan Wesson 44 Magnum. So
really,
black or brown bear?
It was a black bear. It was up in Maine at the foot of Mount Katahdin, and a buddy and I we were camping in a lean-to. And if you know what a lean-to is, it only has 3 sides. Front's open. Middle of the night, this bear showed up. I'd camped around bears before, but never one who was, as the rangers said, people friendly or people accustomed. They had some phrase to say that this bear was not afraid of people. Right. And he tried to get into shelter with us. And he was big. No, we never saw him because it was pitch black. We're at the foot of Mount Katahdin. There's no moon. And my buddy's shining a flashlight to see if he can see him. And all we can see is like this silver dollar. That's one of his eyes. Then the other silver dollar's over here.
That's a freaking nightmare. And, oh my God.
Yeah. And we kind of held the flashlight in his eyes while we slipped out of the side of the lean-to and ran to the Rangers cabin.
Oh, holy shit.
Wow. Help us. And he goes, well, you can go sleep in the bunkhouse, which has 4 walls. But you got to go back and get your sleeping bags. So we had to go back to the lean-to where the bear was.
That's funny.
And he was still there. And, so yeah.
I've got a bunch of stories like that growing up. We would camp often in the Adirondacks and in upstate New York. And just some of my favorite memories are getting close. Well, we would go to the dump and watch the bears tear through garbage. And I'll be honest, I don't think as a kid I realized like just how dangerous we were, how dangerously close we were to them. But there's a few times we were leaving and bears were coming in and they'd stare us down. I mean, within a few feet of me, like, my dad was armed, of course, but it was some really deep memories.
Because they can move so fast.
Yeah, they can.
The only godsend is they're so freaking noisy.
Yeah.
My wife and I have been watching this live video from Alaska, from this river in Alaska, where the bear go to catch salmon. So you can like watch bears for hours on this thing. And awesome. And I said to her last night, I said, man, I would not want to be here because in the water, they're actually quiet. They could get very close to you and you wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
Right. But on land, they just make horrendous amounts of noise, as you know, you've seen it and heard it.
Yeah, and I've actually slept in the lean-tos you described too. There's a bunch of them, especially if you go up in the fall during like bear season and stuff like that. The kayakers, it's too cold for them, so they're pretty much the lean-tos are free to stay in, and you could just stay along rivers and stuff like that up there. But it is you feel kind of vulnerable. It's
anything can walk in.
Exactly.
Yikers.
That's insane. Oh my God. Let's see. Okay.
That's okay. Bear-centric.
So this one's definitely mine. I should have those big dark police glasses on, but this was for me more of a joke. Where were you on November 2nd, 1963?
I was in a car with my dad, and we had off for school, and I don't really remember why. And we were coming back from the junkyard. My dad, in fact, I don't know why my dad was off of work. It must have been, I don't know. Was that a holiday? I can't.
Sounding sketchy, Mr. Dixon.
Yeah, it is. It is.
JFK was assassinated.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm very much aware of that. But I was, geez, how old would I have been? I was like 8 or 9, and I'm yapping away in the passenger seat while he's driving, and he just says, "Shut up! The president's been shot." Wow. But I got to see on Sunday morning, because there was nothing on TV but coverage. Yeah. I got to see Lee Harvey Oswald shot dead on live TV, and I went and told my parents the guy that shot the president just got shot, and they go, "Oh, you didn't see that? That didn't happen."
Wow, really?
Yeah, and I'll tell you. We've all seen the pictures, and I guess we've seen some video, but you never hear the audio.
No,
he howled like an animal.
Really?
I'll never forget the sound he made. He howled like an animal. He didn't even sound human.
Wow. That's really creepy.
Yeah.
That's really creepy. Wow. Okay. All right. So you were nowhere near the site. Okay.
I was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I have a Batman 80-page giant #1 that Junkman gave me that day. So I have proof.
You have someone to corroborate your story. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. This was mine, actually. Okay. Number 10. At the height of well, at least in my life, at the height of the comic book craze in the 90s, okay, where did you think, when you were there in the middle of it, where did you think the industry was heading in the future, and how different is it from the reality of today?
Well, I thought we were heading to a great place because I would go to conventions and there would be kids there, adolescent kids were buying comics. And I hadn't seen a whole lot of that up to that point. And it was always encouraging to have this huge line in front of you, and over half of it were, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds. And I thought, well, this is the new generation that's going to take on comics. And but it all went away in like an instant. It was just over with.
It was fast.
Yeah, that's the way fads are. They just
like by the end of the 90s, it was already done pretty much. Like it's
oh well, yeah, long before that. I mean, I remember I knew retailers. I had friends who were retailers who opened 2, 3, 4 new stores because there was so much money to be made.
Yeah,
and then overnight they were empty. Nobody was coming in. For whatever reason. Yeah. And then, everything kind of went to hell. I really think it's because you had too many people creating too much content that wasn't very good. They weren't working to make this. They weren't trying to keep the readers, the way that like Stan Lee did and Jack Kirby did and Steve Ditko did. They kept readers for years and years and years. And I don't think these new creators knew how to do that.
Do you think they were more focused on like the collectors and not the actual comic fans, the ones who will keep buying?
Well, the companies, Marvel, DC, and the rest, were focused on direct market.
Yeah.
And literally abandoned the newsstands. The dumbest thing they ever could have done.
Yeah.
We were going through this comic book renaissance. Comics were cool. They weren't necessarily just for nerds anymore.
Yep.
And they left the newsstand, which is the entry level. That's where you enter the market, and then of course they dove right into the speculators with the variant covers and gimmick covers and all the rest of it, which sold like the checks were amazing. The royalty checks were amazing off of those.
I've heard some of the
but it couldn't last. I mean, I wasn't even one of the top guys. I'm like, oh my god, look at this freaking check. So it just a lot of moving parts, reason why it all came apart. But I think I still think it's because of the quality. I mean, Image was selling great. Yeah. Because, the comics looked cool and everything else. But over time, the kids reading them, they're like, well, it looks cool, but I don't care about any of these characters.
Yeah.
They because they were actively disdainful of writers for some reason. Because I think most of those guys that come from Marvel, and most of their writers were also their editors, and I think they didn't want to work with those kind of guys anymore.
There's a lot of banging heads apparently, just clashes of ideals, like you can't do this, you can't do that. From what I've heard and from the documentaries and what have you. Yeah. And so I didn't know a lot of the writers were also the editors, so that would have been a major problem too with the artists.
Yeah, we call it the circle jerk. I'll edit your book, you'll edit mine, and he'll edit this other one, and we'll all make a whole lot of money. Yeah, and that's how you ended up with like some really crappy books.
Yeah,
because these editors weren't very good. They didn't have a whole lot of imagination, just a lot of derivative crap. And yeah, they made up all kinds of rules. And I didn't have that much to do with mainstream Marvel, but I saw others get frustrated. So, and so they decided to leave. I mean, I don't know how public this is, but the Image guys basically went over to DC, literally left Marvel, went and visited DC, and said, "Well, we'll start working here if you give us Batman." And they said, "No, we're not giving you Batman."
Oh, you know what? I actually recently watched a few interviews with Todd McFarlane, and they're long, like 2-hour interviews, right? So, and I can tell you his version of that exact story was they all got together, literally walked across the street, and he's like, and he actually said what you just said, right? That there's rumors going around, I don't know why it's true, that we went and said, we'll work for you if you give us Batman. Now, according to Todd, he's like, that's completely ridiculous, thinking that we're going to go and ask for their biggest IP and they're going to give it to us. But what his version is, they walked next door and said, we're not here to work for you. We're just here to tell you, if you guys don't change, you're about to have a bunch of artists jumping ship, hoping that they will go with Todd and the gang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can tell you, because it's fresh in my mind. I just saw them a few weeks ago. That was his version of that exact same story. But he's very aware that, you know, the other half of the other side of the story is they went and asked for like Batman and stuff.
Right.
So I have no idea. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
I don't know either. I mean, you know, it's it's the perspective, but that's what I heard at DC.
Yeah.
They were, you know, making a lot of demands.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So now, a company that you did a lot of work for, and this just came to mind because it's a company that at the time I was so into superheroes, I was so into Marvel and DC that I didn't transfer over to this company, but it was CrossGen.
Yeah.
And at the time I had heard, you know, they were doing a lot of quality work, and it turns out a lot of it was yours. So if I had no idea back then. So I'm actually, for some reason, I'm like weirdly interested in this company that I missed. I missed a lot of good stuff from them. What happened at CrossGen? Why did they close? Could you give us kind of you know, a background story on that?
Well, I mean, a bunch of my artists got wooed away by CrossGen. I lost Greg Land. I lost Butch Geis. You know, they all went down to Florida, and you know, they said they liked it there, and it was a different environment, all the rest of it. And then the next big convention I went to in 2001, they actively wooed me. They actually said, why don't you come down and visit? And I wanted to see the place because, you know, I don't know how much you know about CrossGen, but all the artists, inkers, pencilers, writers, all in the same facility. It was like an animation studio.
Okay.
And everybody worked on site. And I wanted to see that. I mean, you'd want to see it.
Do you think that helps the process when you have everyone right there?
Oh, it helped the process, but it cost a fortune.
A lot of money. Okay.
Fortune.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
It was all top of the line equipment. We had really good health insurance, you know, all this kind of stuff. Because Mark Alessi, the owner, wanted to take care of the freelancers. He thought comic book freelancers had been used and abused for too long, and he wanted to offer them something better. And but the problems were, I mean, I left DC because I got the feeling they didn't want me around anymore. Denny had retired. I had a bunch of editors who were really indifferent. I couldn't get any new projects going. And I had a group editor tell me there's some editors here have it in for you. Every editorial meeting, they're basically using every excuse they can to run you down. And so I thought, okay, well, I can't last much longer here. They couldn't fire me because I had 4 titles that all sold pretty good.
Yeah.
They couldn't justify it, but they sort of drove me out. So CrossGen offered me money. It wasn't as much as I was making at DC, but I thought, I want to make the change. And the day I signed the contract, I called my wife and I said, I think this is only going to last another 2 years, but I want to do it anyway. This is my midlife crisis.
Okay.
And I was right.
What gave you that impression? What gave you that impression? You're like, this is
because I saw them
making
making every mistake you could make. They weren't listening to the people who were telling them what they didn't want to hear. They were spending too much on conventions when Marvel and DC weren't even showing up at conventions at this point. They weren't setting up booths anymore. And CrossGen was spending literally $1 million per convention to set up their booth.
Literally, like $1 million?
Wow.
Yeah, that's how much it cost
to
send the booth, because the booth was huge, and then to send all of us. They would take all of us to every convention. I'm like, why not just take a few of us and have a smaller booth?
It's great to be treated so good, but yeah, the overhead must have been insane.
Yeah, and they gave credit cards, expense accounts to comic book creators. And I said, this is nuts. You never even pay.
It is CrossGen today. My God, that's fantastic.
You don't pay comic creators in advance, let alone give them a credit card. and that was costing a fortune. And because some guys abused it, I didn't, because I remember once I needed some sinus medication at San Diego, and I felt bad because I didn't have any cash on me, and I used my company credit card to buy some, Sudafed. And then I found out one of the guys had run up a $5,000 bar bill. So that was a problem. The other big problem is that Mark Alessi built the company on, he had sold a tech company that he owned to Ross Perot. And he sold it for quite a bit of money. But the bulk of the transaction was in stock options. And he wasn't allowed to sell them for 5 years. So he borrowed money against the stock options. Problem was he was in a race with time because over that 5 years, the stock options were worth less and less and less. Finally reached the point where he would never be able to pay back the money he borrowed. And that's when the wheels came off.
Wow.
Couldn't go on any longer. And we were I always refer to, we were rowing to shore and we just couldn't make it. And shore was a movie deal. And we got so close on a movie deal. It's insane. And just couldn't get it greenlit. That would have saved the company.
Wow. Oh God, that's so incredible.
It was basically with DreamWorks, and Steven Spielberg would not read the screenplay. We did everything he could, and the screenplay was by Frank Darabont.
Oh wow!
So it wasn't like we wrote it; it was like an Academy Award-winning screenwriter wrote the screenplay, and it was a brilliant screenplay. And Spielberg wouldn't read it, and at DreamWorks, all three guys had to agree, or nothing went.
Oh my God, so horrible.
Yeah,
so
I mean, but the thing is, when you deal with Hollywood, you got to turn your heart to stone. I learned that early on.
You know
I've been this close so many times, and you finally reach a point where, I mean, I can't tell you how many times people go, "Aren't you excited?" I was, no, I'm not excited. I'm not going to get excited.
Yeah.
When I see the check, I'll get excited.
Be excited. You know what? And it's funny, when I talked about watching Sylvester Stallone interviews, he said that exact same thing. He said the people, when you watch them walk up and receive those Academy Awards, he's like, those people are like the most, like their heart, like he said, he literally said stone.
Yeah.
He said stone.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard. It's so difficult.
Well, I mean, he knows, man. He's gone all in so many times. I mean, he was so broke when he made Rocky, he had to sell his dog. And they offered him $250,000 for that screenplay if someone else played Rocky. And he said no. He said no. I mean, he was practically living on the street. He was living on friends' sofas.
So okay, so now I've heard him say that, but a lot of times in Hollywood, even with the best of them, some things are exaggerated. So that's a true story. He turned down that money and I remember him saying he had nothing. He had nothing.
Well, he turned down before Rocky, he had a deal for the movie Paradise Alley. He had written the screenplay Paradise Alley.
Yeah. Yep.
And he had a TV movie deal. And he was going to play the wrestler, if you've ever seen the movie. And Henry Winkler was going to play the Stallone part. And they were going to make a TV movie, but they wanted all these rewrites. And he said no. And again, he was broke.
Yeah.
He wouldn't rewrite that story.
That takes a different kind of stones. Holy cow, man.
Seriously.
That's insane.
Seriously.
That's insane.
Who could turn away from that?
I mean, I'm a stand-up guy, but everyone, like, I would be like, no, okay, I need to eat. Let's do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe next time I'll get to do what I want. No.
Yeah. Like, I'll work my way into it. I'll take it now. Holy cow, that's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's incredible.
And then you wonder, like, you almost don't wonder why he was able to last as long as he did. Like, having that much belief in yourself, come on, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, just knowing, I'm not going to be happy unless I get to do it my way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's an interesting.
Go ahead, Matt. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was actually just kind of thinking about what you just said there. Like, I'm not going to be happy until you get your way. Like, when you're talking to writers that are, just kind of starting out, I'm sure you probably get a lot of questions from folks. Like, do you have advice for those guys that are coming up now in terms of that and how to navigate this climate, I guess?
Well, I've got a channel on YouTube with a thing called Ask Chuck Dixon, and a lot of it is
Listen to some. I'm just curious,
yeah, yeah, it's a lot of it. I don't do how-tos because I think how-tos are discouraging, but I'll tell you what I did. I did this, I did that. I mean, this is because every writer is different. Every writer approaches everything differently. So I'm not going to tell anybody how to write, but I'm going to say this is how I did. This is how I dealt with editors. This is how I pitched. This is what I did in this situation.
Sure. And I guess in like today's, like, I guess trying to get readers to buy in, especially in the indie scene, it seems like it's much more about like you as a personality. I think Ron and I kind of were talking about like that a little bit, a few months back. We're like, it seems like some of the folks they're buying your Twitter personality and that, and of course if you've got great art to go along with that, like that's a huge deal. Those things. So I feel like you're a writer and you're out there trying to get noticed. Do you think that it's different nowadays than it? Or how would you navigate that? How would you get noticed as a writer, like publicly?
Well, it's a nightmare now. I mean, it's literally a nightmare. I would not know how to break in now because I read an article about how many ebooks are published a day. Oh. And I don't even want to tell you the number because you won't be able to sleep at night.
Come on, give it to us. Give it. Come on.
On the average, there are 3,800 ebooks published a day in English. Now, with AI, that's going to be 38,000 a day because AI will write the book for you. Get it out. Now, to try to get noticed in that, how the hell do you do that? I mean, if I had to do what these guys do, I mean, look at Eric July, look at Richard Meyer. They became, video guys. They became YouTube guys first, right, and then moved into doing comics with using their following. I'm a comic book guy. I've been a comic book guy for a long time. I can't get to 10,000 subscribers. I'm having a good week if 2,000 people watch my video. So I wouldn't know how to tell you to get noticed now.
And that's what I was that's a great answer. I was just curious to see what your thoughts were on that. So I do appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, Richard and Eric and other guys, they'll bring me on board because I'm sort of a force multiplier. I'm a known name to a lot of their fans, but not all of their fans, and then they've helped promote, but I never wanted to do, YouTube or any of it, but it's simply, you can't.
Nope.
And the thing is, and you guys know this, social media is a complete lie. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I have X amount of followers. Yeah. Well, try reaching more than 20 of them. Mm-hmm. They got the restrictors on you unless you shell out some cash. And even then I don't trust them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've paid Facebook money to promote me. We're going to reach 20,000 people. And I never saw a needle move. And then I send out, 1,000 emails and I see the needle move.
Little nothing for your money, huh?
Exactly.
Nothing.
And how are you going to prove it? How are you going to prove that they didn't do anything?
Yeah.
That's why we're going to Roku, Chuck. That's why we're taking all our shows over there, buddy. That's why we're doing that.
Let's get in the wagon.
We're getting away from Facebook. We're getting away from YouTube, man. I mean, I'm not telling people not to keep grinding on those platforms, but we're offering instant monetization and no demonetization.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you break the law, we're going to pull your stuff down. If the DMCA sends me an email and says, yo, Pops, that one's a copyright infringement, you're going to have to remove that, I'll take the show down, but I'm not going to demonetize the person running the show, right? They're still going to make their ad revenue on their other content and whatnot. It's like, I don't believe in that. So thank you for the segue. Now I'm going to get back out of here. Bye.
All right. See you, Pops. All right. Mr. Dixon, if you don't mind, I'd like to welcome in Laurie, who's going to have the launch party with us.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Oh hell,
All
if it's party time, then I'm staying, baby.
we have a few more minutes. We have a few more minutes with Mr. Dixon, and there she is. There's Laurie. You're
muted.
You're
Laurie.
muted.
I am muted.
There you go. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Mr. Dixon. How are you?
Hi. Pretty good. Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you again.
All right.
You guys met before?
Yeah, Chuck was on my show.
Yeah.
Nice.
We had a good old time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
we did.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah. I wanted him to come do a show on the network. You got to do Laurie's show.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? My show was 2 hours, and I still didn't get enough time to ask Mr. Dixon all the questions that I wanted. So I completely understand where you're like, I still have so many questions. I get it. Everybody.
I know I haven't even brought up Moon Knight, which I'm a fan of, old school Moon Knight. So
Yeah, Matt's I'm a fan of Moon Knight, but Matt loves like the original. And I never got into
I
it
have
back then.
all the old number one, including the one the run you worked on. So I was like, oh man, if I get the chance, that seems like a cool one to ask about. But
I just got a check off the omnibus today, so I'm a big Moon Knight fan too.
Nice.
oh, nice.
Excellent.
Well, maybe that TV show kind of kicked up some interest in the
Yeah,
back.
apparently the omnibus did pretty good. So
Yeah, I don't think it was the TV show. I think it was I don't think it was that. I think it was just
I think the series might have got people to go like, oh yeah, that was like, 'cause I don't know. I never hear people talk about Moon Knight, and I always
might
feel
like this book
enjoying
if it's better than the series, and then maybe they tried the book.
Yeah.
I think that happens. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Hey,
People
this
are like, I never knew, or like, I need to know more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of course the series is only showing you like this much of the story. Like,
I think my first introduction to that character was in a Spider-Man comic in the early 90s. I want to say it was an issue of Amazing Spider-Man, and I don't know, I was just hooked. So I saw it out. And to be honest, before I ever really, paid attention to who was writing it, as I was just searching out all the old comics. So, it turns out I've been, I've had you in my collection for many, many years before I ever dreamed I'd be talking to you one day. That's pretty crazy.
that's the best compliment I can get. Somebody sorting their comics and they go, I didn't realize how many comics I had by you.
Absolutely.
Because it meant that, they weren't actively seeking me out, but they must have liked what I did.
that's actually happened to me. Like I've been reading old issues of something that I didn't know that you wrote.
Right.
And I have the issue, and I didn't know who you were then, but I knew who you were when I got older.
Right.
Holy shit, this is Chuck Dixon. I had no idea. I read it like 3 times, and I had no idea it was yours. It's amazing everything that you've done. Decades. That's like impossible. It's who the hell can last in comic books for decades? It's crazy.
I was kind of like going through just to refresh my memory on some stuff, and it was just like it was kind of like it brought a smile to my face just to see how many projects you've been a part of that I really enjoyed and like smiled at when I was like, oh, I remember that line or that story.
Yeah.
Right.
Or even the Hobbit books, like they said, those have been some of my favorites for years. So that was just super cool, and what a legacy to have. I mean, it's just so neat, so impressive.
Yeah, I have a hard time getting my head around it because I got to do what I love, and still do to this day, and I still love it just as much. There's been no burnout. I don't believe in writer's block, so it's been a lot of fun.
That's an interesting thing you said there. You don't believe in writer's block. So what do you ever feel like there's a time when you're just not feeling it? How do you move past that?
Well, you just kind of have to have faith in yourself. Archie Goodwin says you have to write when you don't feel like it. You have to learn how to do that. And you have to force yourself into the zone. My secret is I work way ahead of schedule, so there's never a time crunch. So if I reach the point in a story where I'm not really sure where I want to go with this, I just walk away from it because there's no pressing urgency. It's not like it has to be in next week, or I need the money tomorrow.
Right.
So I'll just let it sit and then come back to it. It's like if you ever done crossword puzzles, you'll do a crossword puzzle and it's really tough, and it's like, oh man, I can't get any of these, or I only got a few down in this one corner, and then you come back 2 days later and it's like, yeah, I know this. Why did I? Yeah, I knew this one. I knew this one. I knew this one. It's like almost as if your brain needed a rest, or somehow your brain is continually evolving. As you go through life. So even just over a matter of a few days, a crossword puzzle clue that stymied you is suddenly now crystal clear. And it's the same thing with storytelling. It's like, oh yeah, I need the story to go here.
I got a story for you right now.
Hey, there's a munchkin.
Say, my grandson wants to say hi, Chuck.
Hey, how you doing?
The next generation. There it is.
There you go.
Second one. The other, both my son and my grandkids are all into comics. So
Awesome.
Got to pass it down, man. You got
You got to get them young, teach them right.
Mm-hmm.
What's
your favorite?
My favorite what?
Favorite comic book character?
Favorite comic book character?
Yeah, come on.
Flash.
Flash. There you go.
Flash. Yeah, that's my Clarky's. That's Clarky's one of Clark's favorites. Nice.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the pop culture stuff, you got to teach your kids right. I mean, my son last night he went to play games at a guy's house, and the guy had a Rear Window game based on the movie.
Yep.
His backup is Beast Boy.
Beast Boy. So the guy had this Rear Window game, and my son said, "Oh, they made a game based on the movie," and the guy said, "There's a movie."
Oh man!
And I said, "Man, I'm glad we raised you right."
They're here.
Unreal.
Ta-da!
Look at this. We want Laurie. We want Laurie. Y'all be nice. The man Chuck is talking.
Yeah. We got some Laurie fans good. Oh, awesome.
Well, that's good.
So actually, I tell you what, it actually has. We're 2 minutes over an hour. Mr. Dixon, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been a blast. It's so good. It's so good talking to you.
Yeah, none of us are gonna kick you out.
Yeah,
No, but my wife got dinner, so
His wife's going to kick him out, though. You watch.
Yeah.
whatever you want to do, sir. Like I said, I'll keep the camera on till midnight for you if you want.
No, I'm good. Just have me back.
Oh, thank you very much.
And we have Brittany think up some more good questions and have me back.
She is the best.
We'd love that.
Okay,
thanks,
cool.
buddy. Thank you.
Have
a great night.
Wait.
I think we dropped all them links.
Wait, Mr. Dixon. Wish Laurie luck.
What? Oh yeah! Oh, good luck. Good luck.
There you go.
Hey,
there you go.
You got a book launch. It's always better to have written than to write. So you're in a good place.
Nice. I like that.
Like, please wish me luck before you go.
Good luck. I'll see you all down the road.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
All right,
Chuck.
bye.
Good to see you, man.
Bye.
Laurie, it's good to meet you face to face. On how you doing?
What's that?
I said it's good to meet you face to face.
Yeah.
We've never actually talked before, so yeah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just paying attention to your ad. I was like super into it. I was like, oh, this seems really interesting. And then lo and behold, here you are. So that's good timing.
I was just cracking up when Chuck Dixon was talking about bears, because one of the big characters in my story is this undead bear named Big James. So I wasn't joking. Like, we're going to talk about bears some more if everybody's okay with that.
Always.
Yeah. I'm definitely a bear guy.
Brittany loves bears too. So we got a couple people here. We're good. We're good.
I don't feel like Big James. He just basically eats your face. But
it's officially a party now.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a party.
Officially a party now.
Who's got
Laurie,
yes.
was there anybody else you wanted the link to go to or anything? Carissa or anybody that you wanted to come hang out with you?
She wasn't planning on coming out here, but
I don't care. We'll send her link anyway. Is that Morgan? Is that Morgan over there too?
Yeah, if anybody wants to join us, just let us know, man.
Yeah.
We will.
Hit us up. We'll send you the link. But please, everybody, share this out because
to show people my Kickstarter welcome video.
Yeah, we're gonna show all kinds of stuff. I just want everybody to share this out. Tell everybody that this is getting ready to launch. Bring the viewers to the shows, to the 10, 15, however many channels we got this going to. Brittany, can I ask a favor?
Yes.
Can we drop one of your Facebooks and add Laurie's Path of the Pale Rider in here?
I can drop ours here.
Yours are separate. I'm talking
okay.
about places we're broadcasting to.
Gotcha. I get what you're saying. I thought maybe there was a limit or something
Which
like
one
that.
do you want to drop? The Brittany or the Ron?
Take mine out.
Okay. And then I'll add it. Which one do you want me to add, Laurie? Path of the Pale Rider?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's where they are.
It's one of those situations where we actually have not enough. This needs to go to 1 million places.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So, Path of the Pale Rider, there it is. All right.
Ta-da! Okay.
Now we get this thing set up in Laurie's group as well.
Now we're gonna do the countdown at like 8:30, right?
Yeah, I'll push the button at 8:30 and it will, hopefully go because
we'll
do it right before where you like push the button and do the drum roll and it's like you need to fix things and it's like
oh yeah. Me and Matt ran into a few snafus with Sector 7. I think we tried to launch 3 different times on Fund My Comic because we didn't read the fine print. We didn't know how the timing worked. We didn't know we could set a time. And it was like, why isn't it launched? It was so weird, but it all got worked out.
Yeah.
All right, so we get this shared out.
Camera unmute for a minute while I go fix things, but I don't think that'll happen. I think it'll go fine.
Well, it's funny because I mean, like I said at the beginning of the interview with Chuck, I was like, oh, it's a freaking full moon because we have never had like so Brittany watches on the laptop, okay, and she sits over there, and I watch on my tablet, and tonight my tablet volume like it wouldn't work. Like it just the mic just cut. Why? Because that's why. It doesn't. There's no reason needed because I'm having Chuck Dixon on, and it's a full moon.
Right. And Laurie's launch party.
And Laurie's launch party. So, so like
things work, right?
So that's why me and Brittany are squeezed together because I don't know how to do this shit. I have no idea how to. Like Brittany does all of this from over there, but I need her here because I'm lost. I just talk. That's all. That's all I do. Brittany does all the fun stuff.
And look pretty, Ron.
What's that?
You talk and look pretty.
We're going to talk about the Pale Rider. We're going to do a preview of the Kickstarter page. I'm going to push the button at 8:30. But that's when you guys get a chance to like look around and make some decisions about what you want before you get on there, right?
See, that's Matt right there. Always Matt, always the salesman right there. You see that?
Your Kickstarter is linked on the bottom of my Kickstarter page. So if people scroll to the bottom, I have this friends with campaign section that it's there. And
here, Morgan, she's here. She's right there. Relax.
Laurie, are we right? Laurie's on the screen. What aren't you seeing? I can't make her more clear.
I'm still here.
She's right there. She's right there.
I don't know.
So, Laurie, if you want, I mean, people might know already, but tell us about it. Go into the spiel. Tell us about it.
And then at
if you're new to Path of the Pale Rider, it is a Western apocalypse series. So it's 10 years into this future where death has been broken. Your body can die, Ron. So it's like you're still you, but your soul doesn't leave your body upon death. So you're stuck in your body as you decay.
Wow.
Okay. All right. It's like your brain is rotting. It's like dimension fast forward. So you can get forgetful, you can get violent, detached. But it's people, animals, insects. Nothing gets to leave. There is no more death. There's only decay. And issue number 1 starts 10 years into this apocalypse, and we're following this cowboy, Jude St. Clair, who's like the last guy who still gives a damn and is looking for the answer to why did the dead no longer die. And it's a wild ride. If you like Book of Eli, spaghetti westerns, The Walking Dead, and Cocaine Bear, that's Path of the Pale Rider for you.
So do the characters, so since there's no transition, they just start to decay. Do the characters actually know when they die?
Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. It depends on how they die. Right? You could technically wake up dead the next morning. That's happened.
Wow.
But,
Okay.
Like, people get taken out by this giant dead bear. They've been killed in car accidents. They can go from cancer. It's just it just depends on how you go. And everybody reacts to their death process a little bit differently. So, like I said, people they can get forgetful or violent or indifferent. Just depends. But it changes everything when you bring animals into this too. Because what are you going to eat when the cow that makes up your hamburger is still active when you try to butcher it?
You ever see that clock that the Klingons eat? Like the worms and stuff that are moving and stuff. That's what your hamburgers look like.
Your chicken nuggets still move.
Carissa, look what I got. Carissa.
That's so. What sparked this? Because this is obviously a very unique concept. It's like zombie, but not zombie. It's a different take, at least. It's at least a different take, but quite unique. What's the process for you with this? Like, where you're like, yeah, like this is going to be cool. How did you come up with this?
Well, I started with the idea of death being broken. Right. So what would the world look like if people couldn't die but were still rotting?
Death being broken. I like that.
First. Yeah. So I did a lot of world building and what would happen to society? What would happen in a family? Let's say kinds of ethical questions around. So like if you own your house, your wife is not on your mortgage with you, you and your family are living in the house and you die. What happens to that house?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What happens? Because you can't own it because you're deceased. Or how long can you own it for? Or what happens if there's a single parent with children and the parent is deceased? Are they allowed to stay in that house? What if a child is deceased? It creates all sorts of sticky situations. Eventually what happens to society is that the government does an overstep and they start separating living from undead. There's riots. Everything falls apart really fast in this world. So we're on issue number 4.
Yep.
Issue 1 and 2 were in the present with Jude St. Clair. Issue 1, he was like in the wild and like making bad decisions and showing us who he was by making decisions. Right? Came across big James, had some problems, etc., etc.
Problems,
I'm not going to go into detail about what happened, right? Issue number 2, he goes to this town called Santa Claus, which is, I know Pops had to leave because he's going to spoil it. So issue number 2, he goes to this town called Santa Claus, which is hilarious because it's a real place. It's a real place in Arizona. It's a ghost town for real, but in the story, it's a town. They just like undead people. And it's we have a saloon brawl, they play a poker game, there's shit talking, he finds who or what he's looking for, but something happens where he has to make a quick decision in order to talk to this person and does something probably rash, but it's Jude St. Clair, so of course it's rash. So issue number 3, we actually jump back in time and we go to the day. What is the betting pool going on and how do we get in it? What are they talking about? Oh, they're deciding that it's going to be funded in 19 minutes. That would be great.
Wow.
That would be great. Don, if you can help make that happen by sharing this live stream out, that would be great. I would love you forever. That would be great. Anyway, so issue number 3, we get to see society fall. We get to see all the craziness and the riots and everything, right? From the point of view from Jude St. Clair's mother's couch, because she's watching it all happen on TV, which to me, I wrote the series in 2018. When the pandemic hit and 2020 was going on, a lot of this stuff started to happen, like being glued to the TV, watching current events, watching riots, watching the government make decisions on our behalf. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I think I asked
I
a lot of
know what you
people-
mean. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you read issue 3 and you have that flashback of 2020, remember that I wrote that 2 years prior to the pandemic.
Yeah.
I gotta run through this here real quick.
What?
Morgan said riot for Laurie's comic, fund it now. Dawn said fund it in 19 minutes because it isn't launching until 8:30. That's what she meant.
Fund
Yeah,
it
so
in
No betting pool.
in 19 minutes because I thought they were saying it was going to fund in 19 minutes, which would be insane.
That's acceptable. Yeah, I think that'd be okay.
Not small though. Like
I mean,
most get funded in 3 to 4 minutes, but
fund it
19.
in 19 minutes. Let's do it. Then I can
Yeah.
sleep tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Knowing that we are funded and done. Yeah. It's
Amazing. So,
all right, let's look at some of your short films, Laurie. Let's look at some of your cool stuff.
We gotta load the thingy. I have to be on the right page. So here's my page. People can kind of take a look at it. I will blow this up for everybody.
We really have no idea.
Yep. Hi everyone. I'm Laurie Calcaterra. I am the writer-creator of the all-new Western Apocalypse comic book series, Path of the Pale Rider. What's this? Really? Apparently, I'm going to be joined by recently deceased news reporter Ellie Brock from WDED Channel 13. The one that just got hit by the car. Why are she's coming? Hello, Ellie. How are you? I'm dead. How do you think I feel? But I'm sorry. Moving on. In Path of the Pale Rider, your body can die, but your soul or your energy doesn't leave your body upon death. Your brain rots in your skull, leaving you confused, forgetful, totally, violent, not yet, or detached, whatever. People, animals, insects, we're all stuck here together. There is no death, only decay. Did you tell them about Big James? Yeah, I didn't get that far. Big James is a giant undead bear, people. Can I finish? I would like... Oh, he is terrifying. Leave your eye alone. So in issue 1, we follow Jude St. Clair 10 years into the apocalypse. He meets Big James. Consequences! Issue 2, Jude St. Clair goes to the town of Santa Claus looking for information, and he picks a fight and consequences. Issue 3, we jump all the way back in time to the beginning, the day that Death went missing, and consequences. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can say that. It's just that I can't really show you too much of issue number 4 without spoilers because we're still dealing with what happened at the end of the last issue. What? You killed Jude? Only I didn't say that. I can't believe you killed him off. That's your main character. This is how rumors get started. It's not. Who would do such a thing? What's wrong with you? My eye, it feels weird. Stop touching it. It's going to fall out. That would be funny. No, that would be disgusting. Our art team on issue number 4 is our very own Mark Woodfillo on pencils and inks, and of course Matt Chambers, who joined us on colors in the last issue. Ellie, do you want to tell people who the variant artists are? Lacey Cougar and Lulu Russell, Lauren Gibson, and me. No, you didn't make a cover. No, the last cover is a sketch cover so that people can get their own original Big James from their favorite artist. I just wanted to feel... Oh dear God! Path of the Pale Rider is a fan interactive experience where
There's a riddle on the back of every cover, and there are short films that enrich the story where you can interact with the world. You can find us just about everywhere. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, and all of our videos, our short films are on YouTube if you want to participate in the shenanigans. Just gonna keep going here. New to the campaign are trucker hats. There's an updated surprise reward, and the new Funko Pop will be Callie St. Clair, which is, of course, Jude St. Clair's mom. Don't forget, we are building a poker deck in the stretch goals, so we're going to continue. We unlocked the King of Hearts last campaign, and I'm hoping that we could unlock like 2 or 3 cards this time. And if you're new to Path of the Pale Rider, don't worry. I always have a catch-up tier looking for the catch-up bottle. And that's where you can get caught up on everything that we've done so far. I think that's it. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for supporting Indie. And Ellie, any last words you want to say? Chicken nuggets. I quit.
Chicken nuggets.
So, have fun.
Absolutely fantastic.
Dixon. Now she has a blooper roll. A blooper reel.
We've got
Blooper reel's only a minute, so we'll show it real quick. Ready?
Okay.
So
Matt,
we'll go through this stuff too. And of course, I can hit the launch button and we can still go through stuff. But here, let's watch this.
News reporter Ellie Brock from WDEV Channel 13. Are you okay? I'm okay. I don't have anything for this. No one prepared me for this. That's a hot mess. Someone get her out. Someone come get Ellie. Please. Uh-oh. This way. Oh. Down this somewhere. I'll find it. I got it.
Found it.
Go back in. Whose idea was this? Bubbles! Back to you. Sugar. Sassafras. Country music. Peas and carrots. Caramel corn. Maple syrup. Back to you. Someone come get Ellie.
Yep. There's Ellie Brock making her return after getting smashed by a car.
You have to understand that these things, the more entertaining they are, the more chance you're going to draw people into what you're doing. Laurie takes.
I'm hoping that people will stick around and watch, because we make this welcome video and you put a lot of effort into it. People watch it for about like 3 seconds and then they click off.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what can I do to get people engaged? So I was like, what if I got run over with a car for like 2 seconds of the video? I wonder if they would stick around and see what happened. So that's what we did. We ran me over with a car for a different video, and what I used for my opening.
See, that's dedication.
That's smart.
That's dedication. Allowing yourself to be hit by a car just to sell comic books.
I let her have me shot in my own room. I got blown away standing right over there.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Sorry, I know we're scrolling fast. So every time you guys are new to me, I know. Every time I release an issue, I also make a short film. So I have this and I love the fact that this is just going to grow, right? So I have like a commercial for the undead retirement community as number 1. Number 2, here's Ellie Brock with she was interviewing people about their conspiracy theories to find out what people thought broke death. Pops is in that one. And then we did a horror, like a psychological horror called Call to Action, which was really kind of funny too, because So this lady, myself, is holding a dinner party, and everybody keeps calling to cancel because something is happening, and then that something happens to her. But real quick, I'll show you the part. If you blink, you'll miss it. But there's this part where, right? So everybody is like watching their TVs and hooked into their computers, and then this thing takes over the
Cancel the night of, everybody.
So this happens. For everybody.
What's the screen on the counter?
Okay, so that happened to everybody that was on the screen. Their TV, computer, whatever was taken over by this image. And then after that happens, it disappears, but then things start to happen. So right here is where, watch the iPad on the island.
Look, it's me and Doc.
Okay.
Hold on, Doc.
Watch props. There it goes.
Oh, I'm dead.
It's a blink and you'll miss it, but he was the first casualty in this encounter, so it's just interesting. But the short films are all here. Every time we release an issue, the back cover is a riddle to solve. So here's, issue 1, 2, and 3, the riddles that you can solve, and you either like interact with other riddle solvers. This one I'm showing right here, you actually get to interact with the character, like you're in the world. Like you answer the riddle and you get something in the mail from one of the characters talking. This one is what's that?
I thought I heard some noise in the fucking hall.
Bill, run his mouth.
I know, I love that when my husband always does that when we're playing D&D, where he's just like, "What's up?" and I'm like, "Mute."
I feel
No worries.
My hands full.
Yeah. This one, it's hard to read. It says hidden in plain sight. And it's just a bunch of QR codes that take you to things that have inspired Path of the Pale Rider. So like one of them is a trailer for Tombstone. And then there's like Day of the Dead, or, Dawn of the Dead, or there's all sorts of stuff that you'll find. But one of these QR codes is additional content for Path of the Pale Rider. So you just have to figure out which one it is and just enjoy the ride as you're going through all these QR codes. There's funny stuff in there. Like I think one of them is a Rickroll. One of them is the Swedish chef making hot sauce, because we made hot sauce on last campaign. It's just fun. It's just fun. So. Oh yeah, Dawn was in here too. Dawn was a casualty in the third one. You want me to find you, Dawn? I can find you real quick. So what I love about these two, you guys, is that I make these fan interactive. So Pops was there. I have another couple of my fans that were actually in town that filmed. Like this is Alex and Brian right here.
Hello.
Whoops.
Yes.
This is Alex and Brian, whom I love.
I'm just gonna cancel the whole thing. No.
Friends of mine. And then so after something happens, there's some bad guys. Yeah, that's kind of creepy. There's some blood here. And then look, fans. Some of them are fans, some of them are not fans. That's obviously, this is right? Look for the very colorful blanket. That's Dawn. Nope, not yet.
That guy's great.
You're done. This gentleman right here who's acting is actually going to be the star of the next short film, which is called.
Great. He came out
awesome.
looking all crazy.
And and when he found out what I'm doing, he's like, "I want to be as involved as possible." And I was like, "Perfect." Oh, you're going to get down. We got 2 minutes.
No, we got 1 minute.
In 1 minute.
1:29. It's 1:29:12 right now.
Is it really?
Yup.
All right. Well,
we're very prompt people.
Yeah, it's good. Move that back over here.
So run real fast through some of the tiers real quick.
Yeah.
Some of the tiers.
I mean,
I have to do that in a minute. You can do that when it's
you
launching.
can do that once it's live.
That's
Yeah, let's
right.
do that one just
Bless
live.
you.
You don't
Number
need to.
4.
You don't need to
Only
push it so
$10.
hard.
$10.
I'm not gonna rush through them though. That's ridiculous. If you look at
Yeah.
here, look
That's
at this.
beautiful.
We
That
can
is
talk about
beautiful.
this real quick before we push the live watch. This we premiered today. This is Marco DeFillo's A cover.
That's
Sweet.
so
Hey,
good.
he finally got it to you.
He has to do it. He has to be good at it. It takes some time, man. It's not just gonna throw it on the page.
Marco.
Can I?
Our colorist has an epic mustache.
I did tell him though. I was like, I need this, please. I have to build like 21 graphics.
The colorist has a sweet mustache.
Who
Yeah,
is?
we do the countdown.
Yeah, let's do
You do it.
Do I put? Uh-oh. It's on the wrong page. I was like, I launched it and then it made a new one. Oh my God.
Okay, the back of another project by Laurie Calcaterra.
Everybody's here. Hello.
There it is.
Hello,
You're
everybody.
backers already.
Yeah, there it is.
All right.
Wow.
Whoa.
Look at it go. Look at it go.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Nice. Nice.
Someone grabbed that singularity already, I bet you.
Well, there was two.
This is how we
It was
do
like
They gotta be back for one or two that grabbed it. So I do.
You think there were people waiting? You think there were people waiting to hit the button or something?
I know. Like they're not like right there, like Carissa, like launch it, woman. I love my friends. Yay, Rachel! Rachel
And
was
thank
the
you
next
for
one.
being part of it, Rachel. It is fun. I love doing this kind of stuff.
And stuff.
Boom! There goes another one.
Thank
Ding
you.
ding.
Yeah.
Ding ding.
There's no messing around. You're right. That's right. If you want those
Ding
exclusive,
ding. Just keep going up.
so
So cool.
Need some sound effects.
I'm gonna scroll. Okay. We're gonna go look at stuff and then we'll go check in every little while. So my PDF level, just issue number 4. If you've been following along and you're and this is great for international backers, because I don't ship international yet, it's still kind of outside of my purview. It's expensive. VAT tax is crazy. Download for $5. It's awesome.
Go take some magnesium and potassium.
And then when we break that stretch goal, that first stretch goal at 5K, everybody gets 15 more PDFs, which is insane. People really came out. I was like, hey, who wants to be part of my indie bundle? And everybody was like, me. So that was great. $10 if you just want the comic book, you don't want the digital or any other of the bells or whistles, just give me my comic book, Lori. $10. Ship it right to you. You still get on the thank you page. You still get all of the stretch goals that we unlock, all of the good stuff, right?
That's me, cheap.
That's you. That's cool. You get all the good stuff. $15 PDF digital catch-up tier. This is basically first one is free, and then $5 pay. Hey, it's George. I always want to call him Jorge because I'm Hispanic.
Me too.
It's George with a J, so I was like, let me call him by.
It's a J and then a G, so it's like Horge.
I don't care how you pronounce it. George is such a cool guy. Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you showing up. But yeah, so you can get every single comic PDF, and again, you get all the stuff that you still get the 15 extra when we hit that 5,000. Early bird gets the sticker. You guys should jump into here for sure. This is Marco's cover. You get the PDF as well. I just didn't put it on the picture, but I'm running these limited edition stickers. They're 25 only. And then when they're gone, they're gone. we've been building a sticker collection from the beginning, so that's kind of cool. But once that one's gone, you get this one, which is, of course, cover A.
Sure. Now you tell me I could have got a sticker.
Go get the sticker. Whatever. I'll just send you a sticker for Pete's sakes. This is the A cover with the PDF. Thank you.
Who is Facebook user?
Thank you, Facebook user.
It doesn't matter. Thank you.
Keith Miller.
Thank you.
Keith
They know
Miller.
who they are. They know who they are. It's all that matters.
Keith, your friend Miller is Facebook user.
Which one?
Keith Miller.
Oh, Keith. Yeah, I'm gonna be on Keith's show. He has a show too. We'll be on it shortly. And then, of course, $15 for each one of the variants. So I have 3 variants and a sketch cover this time. People have been asking me for this sketch cover for a couple campaigns, so I broke down and I did it. Keith, I don't know, man. You got to give it permission or something like every time. It's kind of lame.
616 and rising. 616 and rising.
Oh, we're at 616. Thank you. Here we can scroll down and see a little closer. These variants.
It's gonna fund in 19 minutes.
That would be crazy. 45, 50 in 19 minutes.
You know, if everybody shared this out, to their socials right now, that's such a possibility. But it takes everybody to work together to make it happen. It really does.
It's true.
You know.
Hey, Keith, I think you're right. It's when you manage 5 or 6 pages, it just logs you out of your permissions, and then you got to do it every time. It's kind of annoying. Here's the first variant that Lacey Kruger did. And if people are not familiar with Lacey Kruger, she's kind of a new kid on the block, but she loves horror. She cosplays as a bunch of horror characters, and it's awesome. She does such a great job. She is also building a Mandalorian suit for herself, which is going to be kick-ass when it's done. But she does these like duality drawings. She'll draw like one half is like beautiful floral arrangement, and the other half is like Freddy Krueger's face. And for some reason, the two things in juxtaposition, it works. Yeah, isn't that crazy? So I knew like this issue is about a lot of duality. The end of what is considered normal. It's the end of that. Like we're burning down society in this one. It's done. And then the birth of the new normal and how it will be. So even though it's floral and it's new, will it be beautiful? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of symbols in there. If you know me, I love doing secret messages and symbols. You got the death symbol in there. You got the collector's patch. You got more symbols in there. So something is coming in this issue.
There's the newscaster's eyeball too.
Is it?
Yeah.
I found it.
That's another hidden gem. I get a free copy. I got
your eyeball back in.
Nice.
Grateful Dead's on there.
True. There's a bunch of stuff in there. So take a look around, see what you can see, because something's coming. This one. This is Lauren Gibson. Lauren Gibson is one of those like most interesting people you'll ever meet. She's a music major who specializes in opera singing, and she does black light art, and she makes like mushrooms out of clay and paints them. She does like the coolest stuff, right? Wow,
okay.
715.
Thank you.
Hey, man, how long did it take us to cross 200? Did we ever cross 200? I don't think so. We needed Laurie. Laurie, you need to do consulting. You need to do all this shit that you've done. It's unbelievable, dude. I can't even believe everything you've done just to sell a comic. It's insane.
I'm having fun.
It's completely. How do you have the time to do all of this? It's crazy.
I need a clone. Ask Carissa. She knows. I need a clone. I was just telling her, like,
you should honestly think about charging for consulting on how to create, because there's videos on how to create a successful Kickstarter or whatever. But you've done it. You're doing it, and you make movies and shorts, and you know how to tie everything together. My brain doesn't work like this. I just draw. Like this is the hardest thing for me.
I need people to see. That's the thing. Everybody has their strengths, right? And the one thing that I cannot do is draw this comic, but I can sell it. I'm having fun. I'm having a great old time, and I love comics. I love reading comics, and I love talking to the community and being a part of And I love promoting indie. Like John's coming on my show tomorrow. It's just we have a good time. Hey, Paul. Hello. Paul Gomez's PTSD is part of the PDF bundle. We haven't even gotten that far, but yeah, I love this. I'm having a great time.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It's just amazing. Yeah, cocaine's a hell of a drug. That's right. Okay, so we found the secret.
Yeah, it's cocaine. It's cocaine. I don't do
We
cocaine,
found the secret.
Max.
Your eyeball might pop out, but plenty of
You might want to experiment with getting run over with a car at some point.
Cocaine and vehicular manslaughter. That's how you stop.
There you go. That's the answer. Do you want to be successful at a Kickstarter?
You want to be successful?
Willing to try everything from illicit drugs to manslaughter.
Exactly.
That's a great clip. Let's clip that.
It's unbelievable. What you've done is incredible.
I love that one so much, and it's so weird that I love it, but I just do so much.
This one, I mean, when she and I were talking, and a lot of times with the variant artists, if they're not familiar, I'll let them read. Of course, I'll send them the PDFs, and I'll tell them kind of what's coming in the issue. I don't always give them the end pages because that's usually the spoilers. But this one, we were like, there needs to be something zombie-esque because, again, this issue is very much like what happens after you pass into the gray is what we call it. And a lot of the zombies or undead are just trying to continue with their lives. So, again, here you are, like, there's a barbecue. And her sense of humor is so dark like mine. And we were just having a riot laughing about this where it's like, no, she's going to be eating a hot dog, but she got no bottom jaw. And I was like, and then the dad, his apron says, hi, hungry, I'm dad.
Yes.
Dad joke.
I love everything, all the subtle things. My profile picture is my zombie picture.
Yes.
Flash mob with you guys.
Yeah, we're going to flash mob tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Oh, okay.
Want to hear something funny?
What?
You guys want to hear something just hilarious?
No.
This show just got an audio flag on YouTube.
For what?
Guys already trying to
There's
claim
enough
the
people
audio.
where someone claimed audio copyright. That's funny.
Somebody's already trying to claim the audio on this, and the show isn't even fucking over yet.
How is
On what?
On what?
Because I get everything
On
I use
Facebook.
today.
No, it happens to me every week. Every time I post a show.
Every show.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another one. Hold on.
It's what happens. It's like there's no audio on there for them to copyright, but they'll claim like 6 minutes of content is their content. Yeah. It's trolls and it happens.
Oh, okay. Just to cause trouble. All right.
Yeah, cause trouble, or they're trying to get like if they're thinking it's
they're trying to get the ad revenue.
Yeah, if it's a paid video, they're trying to steal the revenue. Is what they're doing.
So we're not big enough to deal. We're not big enough to deal with these problems yet. But hey, someday.
If you don't dispute it, then they get to claim the ad revenue for your content.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
People wonder why I look angry all the time, and that's exactly freaking why. Unbelievable.
This is why Roku.
Yeah, I look angry. I just run them over with my car. So
once you're hit by a car, like really the rest is fake.
So this one, but again, look what's in the background. That's the collector's van. So the collectors are like the police agency that will go and pick up the undead and take them to who knows where. So even though it's funny, but if you look deeper, it's dark. They're coming to get these guys.
Wow.
So they're just having a cookout. And they're coming to get them.
Yeah, at some point it becomes illegal for undead to be in a living community. So if you pass, they come get you. It doesn't matter if you passed an hour ago, a week ago, they come get you. So there's people hiding. What?
You're right.
Bring out your dead. Yeah. No,
right. It is actually
hiding. They're hiding.
It is actually very close to 2020. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
It's very close. It's because that
scary.
happened.
It's scary.
That happened.
When I wrote the script, right, back in 2018, my sister read it. My sister was, reading it as I was going. And when we got to 2020, she called me and she was like, please stop writing.
Because it's coming true.
It's coming true. Hey, Morgan, thank you. Man, I love everybody. I'm going to be in my feels tonight. If I cry on the show, no apologies. I'm going to cry.
Morgan.
No reason to apologize. What's your love show? 12 back.
There's no crying in Kickstarter.
Yes, there is. Crying is actually a part of Kickstarter.
12 backers, $756.
Oh my
You're on your way.
Lord!
Wow.
Unbelievable!
That's fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Guys.
We're not done.
Honey, you got to hit me with a car. You got to hit me with a car next time.
Lori,
Okay.
Lori, look. Ron
What?
and Brittany right now are getting that launch party vibe, host the launch party feel, right?
This is so fun. I would just have my channel launch party. This is fucking great. This is
Look,
awesome.
anybody who has a launch or a closeout on Monday night, I'm probably going to be calling on you.
Do it. Because this is so much fun. I love it.
October 18th, we're closing this down.
Oh, okay.
And October 16th. And that is a Monday. So I can
Nice.
Woo, Sebastian!
That's
Sebastian.
name. I have not seen that name in a long time.
Good people, Sebastian.
Maybe we can get
And Laurie, congratulations on this. This looks super cool. And I want to also apologize because I'm being kind of a bad guest here. I'm currently working on a laptop while I have a spare few minutes to try and get my lab functional again for our for a show we're doing on Wednesday. But I want to say this looks incredible, and I think it's a really cool concept. I'm excited for you.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. There's more.
Also, Ron, I totally volunteered to run you over. By the way, just
yeah. Seriously, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes to get involved, I want to be involved.
That'll beat Rich's like shaving his chest hair. I'm getting hit by a fucking car.
Hold up. Speaking of which, on Wednesday at 1:00 on Doc's Coffee Shop.
Yep.
The back. He's waxing the back.
Why?
Because he told Doc if Doc got funded, he would.
Yeah. And he's got to.
He told Doc if you get funded, I'll wax my back live. So there you go.
He's gonna wax his name or my name in his chest hair, in his back hair.
Rich
But
is
now
such a
he
good
also
sport,
said-
donating his blood, sweat, and tears to people's campaigns.
Yes. His body fur, but whatever.
All right, back to Path of the Pale Rider. So this variant is by William Russell. And now, if people are not familiar, William and I are doing like a cross. So he has his series called Psycho Sal, and it's a 9-issue run about this serial killer functioning in New Orleans in the 80s. And the first 3 issues are told from the homicide detective's point of view. 4, 5, and 6 are told from the female victim's point of view, which I'm writing. And then 7, 8, and 9 are going to be written from the serial killer's point of view. So it's interesting to see how this whole story is being told from multiple point of views throughout, what's going on. Oh, thank you, Sebastian. You're the best, man. If you guys didn't watch Nerds of the Round, that's such a great show. Go watch Nerds of the Round.
Is it the same story, just told in different ways, or
It's
is it
not
like
the
it
same
continues?
time. You're not seeing the same time. It's going forward in time. The story is still unraveling, but it just changes point of view as the story moves forward.
Cool.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. I have not seen that yet. That's good.
Me
I like
neither.
that.
That's why I was like, I would like to be a part of this, please. Plus, it helps like build my resume as a writer. It's different than Path of the Pale Rider. It's more like 80s slasher, jump scares, and like psychological horror, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm writing for that. So he in turn is doing covers for me. If you didn't see my last campaign, he did the Death by Snoo Snoo cover. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. With the lady in the bits. Yeah, William's covers are always spot on, right? So he and I talked about this one, making it very much a Western. And we were like, what about like a wanted poster?
Hold up. Where's my thing? Ding, 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 ding. 14 backers, $798. Keep going.
Nice.
Roman saying $100. Cool, let's go. And then of course we have the sketch cover.
Oh, it just went over 8, 819, 15 backers. Ding, 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 ding. Just yeah.
Love you.
I feel like Oprah. Everybody gets cars. It's crazy.
The Pale Riders, some are Oprah's favorite
Are you
thing.
starting to cry? Are you starting to cry?
Yeah, no.
Yes, you are. It's coming.
No. You can tell I'm crying. Anyway, I did some GIFs, which was fun. I learned how to make GIFs. So it's like when you want to look at the past issues, it'll kind of just scroll for you. You don't have to scroll down the page for 12 miles. I think that's one of the challenges of, making issues 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is like the Kickstarter page can just get so long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't make the 19-minute mark. Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen, guys, unless we made like thousands of dollars in like the first 19 minutes. Wow. Someday. We're still going. Okay, whatever. I'm not in. This is gonna get funded lickety split. Right?
Yeah.
So here's all the variant covers. And then, of course, it's just a short recap. The Jude ventures through the wild looking for someone or something to answer the question, why did the dead no longer die? And then the variant covers, I gave all the different artists. And then you can kind of see a couple pages of interiors, right? Issue 2.
Ooh, Laurie, I just had a great idea. I'm typing some stuff in your Facebook. Don't worry about it right now.
Okay, go do that. Thanks.
Can I get a Big Jake stuffy?
Big James stuffy? Yeah, Carissa's been trying to get me to make some stuffies for a while, and I'm going to do it eventually. I just haven't figured out what style I want yet.
Yeah, you have a lot of stuff that's really cool, though.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I usually
Can you squeeze in more things?
What's that?
Can you squeeze in more things? Because you haven't done enough.
Plushies! Look, there's Carissa. All you gotta do is talk about plushies and she shows up. Plushies. Carissa. I love Carissa. Anyway, again, here's issue 2 recap. So issue 2 was the first one we did in color, and we were so close to making that color dollar amount. We were a little bit short, so I just paid out of pocket. There was no there's such a big difference. When you get color pages, the world much comes alive. That I was just we're going to continue in color. I know the black and white has the Western kind of feel to it, but I think our story is best told in color. So there you are. Issue 3, we jump back to day 1 of the apocalypse when Death went missing. Jude and his family watch the society crumbles and ultimately what it will mean for them. So beautiful covers on them. I mean, I've been so lucky with my variant artists. If you take a look at some of these covers, they're just amazing. I had Ken Salinas cover on number 2. I had David Sanchez. Look at that cover. I mean, just amazing. Marco's cover. Marco levels up every time we make a comic. It's insane.
Very good.
So,
I really like that. There's almost a what's the word I'm looking for, where it inclines in the amount of color, because the first one was black and white, the second one had some
that I think is because of the time jump. So in this one we're in the apocalypse, so the color scheme is very browns, oranges, earthy colors. There's some green in there, but it's very much like an apocalypse scape. When we jump back in time, when we get to those color pages, this is the day it happened. So we're full color, lots of blues, lots of vibrant reds. We think about everything when it comes to making these comics. And as time continues forward, you're going to see the palette start to change back to those oranges and browns and rusted colors, because it's kind of the color is coming out of your life.
Plushies.
Really is really unique and really, I just love it. I love subtleties like that make a lot of sense, and they make such a huge difference too.
Yeah, I do. It's interesting, subconsciously you're seeing the world kind of get gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Add-ons, I have a crap ton of add-ons. I mean, who doesn't? But this is the way you can really customize your pledge. So if you want to do certain things, you really want a trucker hat, but you also want a patch, or you want a t-shirt and not on a trucker hat, do it. You know what I mean? This is the way to do it, is to go through those add-ons. I have that Choose Your Own Adventure book, which is amazing. And if you haven't played it, you need to. 99% guaranteed grizzly deaths on every page. It's great. You get to put on a hat and boots and walk around the apocalypse and see what it's like to make decisions.
Didn't we walk through your Choose Your Own Adventure once?
Yep,
Yeah,
we played it. We died horribly.
Yeah, we got slaughtered, man.
There is a way to win, but there's so much. Yeah, Don's like, I just keep dying.
This is actually.
There is a way to win. You can get to the end and be immortalized, which is interesting because you might see yourself show up in the main story at some point. But there's a big James route. There's a way that you can die and become undead and continue going on in the story. There's just a whole lot of things. There's 3 main bounties to run, and then there's a whole crap ton that comes after if you were able to beat the bounties. So it's really enjoyable. The cover is by Marco DeFillo. If you look in this add-on, see this blue and red with things on fire and the brain splatter? That's Marco DeFillo's art right there. It's beautiful. Hold on, I'll grab it. It's right here. The wrap cover. So wraps around to the back. And it's illustrated on the interior on not every page, but quite a few pages by David Rodriguez. So we have stuff like, here's the Skinner. The Skinner owned you. That's what happened. Remember, Pops? You were like, I want on the shiny. And I was like, katanas in the Wild West, sir. He was like, that's it. Path of the Pale Rider D&D. And I was like, someday, maybe when I have an extra clone. But you can add on any of the previous books. You can add on a PDF. You can add on signatures. That is one thing that changed in this one. We used to have some with signatures and some not with signatures, and it was getting really confusing, and people wanted to add this, that, and the other. We just made it, if you want a signature, add it on. Okay, so we just made it simple. Like, you don't, because some people just want, Marcos, the Skinner. Rachel knows.
I know, too.
Another thing that you can add if you missed last campaign is the poker card, because we are building a poker card in the stretch goals. So if you didn't get that first card, you can add it on in the add-ons. I think you put it for like $1 or something. It's ridiculous, right? Here's some looks at some of the things. So here's the trucker hats. I actually have 3 different kinds of keychains, but I really like these ones. I have some holographic keychains on wood that turned out really nice as well. So if you're interested in something different, let me know.
Pot doesn't need a PR. It's already got good PR.
Okay.
Path of the Pale Rider. Pot PR.
BOTPR, yeah. BOTPR.
Pot PR, man. It's all right. You know.
Keychain's only this big. I mean, like, here's a closer look at the t-shirts for this one. So you can pick a side. Again, we're picking living or undead. So no pulse, no rights.
No pulse, no rights. Isn't that great?
So if you're alive and you think the living should be apart because they're dangerous, and they are. No pulse, no rights.
No pulse, no rights. I love it.
And then if you're going to choose to be an undead sympathizer,
dead on the outside, still human on the inside.
Human inside, right? So it's a human problem. So people have feelings no matter what, until they run you over with their car because they're undead. So here's what I was talking about with that poker card. So every 50 backers we get, we're gonna reveal a poker card. So we are working towards building an entire 52 card deck. Here is what the back looks like. This was designed by David Rodriguez. And
awesome. Wow.
Aren't they cool?
Wow, dude.
Are going to be Jude St. Clair. They're going to be people that are in the story. So you'll be able to play. And there's a theme to it. So like the hearts are going to be like your protagonist, their family. main characters that we haven't met yet. You know, like the spades are going to be the undead. So you get a big James.
873. 873.
873.
Serving 873. Number 873, please.
So yeah, so you can, if you missed this last campaign, you can add one on. Just add it on. I mean, you might as well. You don't want to have a deck of cards with 50 cards. It's lame. So I'm hoping that maybe we can unlock 3 cards this time. So that's 150 backers. Hopefully we'll get there. We had 118 last time, so I think it's doable. We could stretch there.
No, 16 now. We have 16 now. 16.
How many? 16?
16. Let's go.
60?
16. 16.
Yeah, 16. I was like, 60 backers? What are you talking about?
Yes.
I can't hear you. So anyway, so I'll flip these cards over as we go. And I'd be really excited. Every time we do this, every campaign, the first card that we flip will be like a face card or an ace card or a joker, something with art on it. And then we have to at least build the other cards, the number cards. But they're interesting. They're interesting. I've designed those myself. So hello. Hail.
Immortal Rising. How you doing, buddy?
We are
You should
dropping
do the pips like gunshots.
Thanks for coming.
You should do the pips.
The pips?
The pips on the card.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think
You
about
should-
that.
you
That's
should
something
do
else
like-
planned for the pips.
Like gunshots. That'd be cool.
Ooh, I'm thinking. I could change a suit. Thank you, Rachel. You're the best.
some die cut bullet holes in your stuff.
I put real bullet holes in it if you want.
There you go. See?
You can shoot them up and
I'll put real bullet holes in your comic cover if you want. I'll be real careful about it.
Anything for this campaign.
Anything for this campaign. Stan Lee never put real bullets
we
in
have to
nothing.
finish the cool stuff. Yeah, we're gonna smash some items too. All right, so
It can work really well with the clubs.
The clubs?
Yeah, because there's 3 holes. There's 3 dots for the clubs, so it'd be three bullet holes.
Interesting. Next.
Koozies.
$20 later.
Got PDFs, got koozies.
Yeah, look at this, man. So 5,000 is our first stretch goal, which really is not that, you know, our main goal is 4,550. So once we get to 5,000, which is not a far stretch to go, we unlock this giant freaking indie bundle. There's A Mother's Whisper, Avalon, Dragon Child, Fluff Fury, Ink and Tessie, Ink, Kara Prime, Knave, Orphan Bloodline, PTSD Raise, Slaughterville, The Good Night, and Worthy Chaos Redemption. Holy crap. That's a ton of good stuff. I'm so excited for all of the backers to get this. Because they're PDF, it doesn't matter if you're physical or digital. Everybody gets these.
So there you
$5
go.
and you can get 16 PDF indie comic books. You could get the catch-up tier and spend $15 and get them all too.
You get that, and then you go over to the Roku and you get that 36 bundle. You end up, I think there's only one on here that's on there, so you get like 50 freaking comic books, man.
Yeah, not that far, but we are going to talk about the Roku. 5,500. I have these really cool koozies that I made. Speaking of, I'm going to open this beer. Ready?
She said beer.
What kind of beer?
I'm going to have some beer.
What kind of beer?
The beer of the dead.
It's a Dallas Blonde. It's nothing exciting.
Oh.
It's a Monday.
It's a Monday. I say
What does that mean?
Wednesdays.
You can't drink Guinness. You can't drink Guinness on Mondays.
No, it's against the law. Didn't you know? No Guinness on Monday.
I said hi when you get over there.
Bye, Don. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Thanks for your support, everybody.
10901.
These koozies are so cool, by the way. Oh, that's me. Yeah, that's me.
I think last time we did a launch party for you, we got like 20 backers or something. So I want 25 out of this one. 25 backers.
We're still going. It's cool. This
Oh, I know.
blind
We're-
light, Brittany.
It's
So-
climbing really fast. I'm liking this, man. I'm liking it. You haven't been live for an hour. You've already got 17 backers. I want 25 before the hour's up. All right.
We'll see. We'll see if we can do it. That would be great. Just Slice and Dice. We had fun with this the last campaign, right? So I pulled the fans. They got to pick a weapon. I have a few different swords being martial artists, and I put a sledgehammer on there, and etc. And then they got to name the ill-fated fruit, the watermelon. They picked King Joffrey Baratheon because F that guy, right? I mean, yeah, nobody likes him. And then I did a
Who deserves it more than him, right?
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna we'll find a name for the next one, I'm sure. Right? So since it's the fall and we'll be in October, you know what I was thinking? There's Halloween is a Tuesday show. We could smash a pumpkin on Halloween, and that would be great. That's what we're gonna do. So pumpkins, obviously, yep. And so I had fun making this GIF where I was like, smash it up pumpkins. Last campaign we had a soup can itself, which was hilarious. So that might come back. You never know. 6,500. I custom made these myself. I'm also going to laminate and put a tassel. I just don't have a picture of them done, but I'm working on these currently. Check out that Morse code. You have to decipher the Morse code to find out what I'm telling you. That's pretty cool. There's a thing that says something. So, save your spot where you left off.
I should be able to figure that out in about 30 seconds. He just needs
to see. I'm trolling it. Scroll back so Max can't spoil it for everybody. So 7,000, we get there. We're going to have to send everybody a beautiful enamel pin of Big James. I have not sent those off to be done because we need to have the stretch goal complete. But that gives you an idea.
More pins for Bob's hat.
Yeah, more pins for Bob's hat.
Big James in my hat.
I love this. Where's this? Nothing says roar quite like same as an undead bear.
I want a Big James pin in my hat. You all come up with $7,000. Let's go. Do it. Do it.
Yep. And then, of course, surprise reward, guys. So 7,500, I will razzle and dazzle you. I love this GIF. Get ready for a surprise. All right, here we are at the big picture. Of course, this is where the rabbit hole starts. Along with every issue, we craft a riddle and produce a short film, and these will always be included at no extra charge. There's no short film stretch goal in this campaign, nor will there ever be. Okay, so I love crafting extras for people to participate in the world, and they're all going to enhance your experience with Path of the Pale Rider. So if you solve the riddles, you get sent to a place in the real world, aka a website, maybe a phone number to call. And possibly a hidden YouTube video. I have so many ideas written down. I can't wait to start doing them.
And I'm over here dropping stuff in your inbox.
Pop was like, I have ideas. So ideas is great, by the way. Start. That's his idea. Conspiracy theory video. Go watch and look for the guy with the thing in his back. That's his idea. And so here's the back of issue 1, back of issue 2, back of issue 3. Again, here's all the short films. I really had a blast zombifying so many people for this upcoming short film. The problem is I got to clone myself to find time to film the rest of it. So it'll come out. It'll be done eventually. And then, of course, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4. These are always on my YouTube channel, and they're always on my website. So if the campaign is over and you didn't get to watch the next short film, you'll be able to find it. Plus, I'll post it all over social media when it's done because they're always fun to share. There's me. Feel free to read about me. I'm going to keep scrolling.
You spent time on it. You got to push it out there.
The short film?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But there's so much fun. There's so much fun. And I always have, like, it's comedy, it's dark, it's, it's harrowing, and it gives you, more insight to what's happening in the world of Path of the Pale Rider that you're not going to see in the comic. Because I can only show you stuff that's Jude St. Clair's point of view in the story. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. So,
I mean, not only that, but the fan interactive part of it. Look, the first time Laurie did the first film, I didn't know, what she was really up to. And then she's like, explain what she's doing. And I had a great idea, but I couldn't pull it off myself. Like, Laurie, you need to get somebody to do this.
Oh, and it did.
Not only did my part that I put in there get put in there, but she got somebody to take my idea and put it in the show, in the little film too. And I was like, that's so cool, man. Because now I feel like it, not just that I sent a video in, but I suggested an idea and she ran with it. I was like, oh, this is great. She does care about what the people, the interaction with their fans and stuff. She really does.
Well, like, I really enjoy hearing what people, how they interpret Path of the Pair. One of my favorite videos we did was the conspiracy theory one, because everybody thought about what could actually do this. You know what I mean? So they put thought into their answers, and it was hilarious. Some people said crazy shit, right? Some people just said whatever they craziest thing.
I'm gonna go rob a bank.
Well, his was actually really good, because I was asking him questions and he was asking questions back to me that actually clarified how the world of Path of the Pale Rider works. Because he was like, I thought you just said that I can't die. And I was like, well, your body dies, but your soul, you stay in it. And he was like, oh, you know what I mean? So it kind of explained more. But then he was like, I'm going to go rob a bank. You're going to see him again, by the way, in the next short film. So.
And the chick, the drunk chick at the bus stop?
Yeah.
Was hilarious.
Should I tell them? That's my editor.
Do you want to show it? You can. I mean, some people might not have seen some of your older stuff. You might have some.
This is my editor, Rachel.
It's great. It's great.
So she's the best.
And she's right in the chat. She said right there. It's super cool.
It's one of the super cool things about Fields of Fear. It's an experience, not just a book, and you get to be a part of it. Yeah,
you can be involved in it. Yeah. There's also there's drawn in tiers available. You can really be part of this book. You can be part of this campaign.
Budget. All the BS.
Look, Matt James.
That James. What's funny? I posted this to get a rise out of people, and everybody was like pushing back because it's an AI image. So don't use AI to promote Path of the Pale Rider. So I drew my very own chonky Big James, which is like a stick figure, just a ball with a head and jagged teeth, and it was hilarious, right? But so I was like, you know what? I'll use this image to say like no AI, because obviously we are not promoting AI. None of the images inside of the comic are AI. None of the covers, none of the short films, nothing is AI. We don't use it. We don't believe in it. I have artists that do insane work that could never be touched by any kind of artificial intelligence. I support, real artists, and I support community. So there's no AI in this. So whether
you don't believe in it, it exists.
I mean, I don't believe
in using
it for my
comic book.
I know. I'm just giving you shit.
We don't use it.
I'm just giving you shit.
I know you are.
Look at that.
Friends the campaigns, everybody. I love all these campaigns. If you haven't had a chance to go check them out, there's links right here. You can click on them. It'll take you right to the Roku channel. You can get me to do a smash ad for you. You can be drawn into Path. In fact, there is no drawing tier on this campaign. There is one on the Roku. So if you want to be drawn into Path of the Pale Rider, you actually have to go to the Roku to get drawn in.
There you go. See that? And she's look, her and Marco donating their time and stuff toward what we're doing as well. Look, it's all about networking. It's all about promoting each other, cross-promoting. When I said something to Ron and Britt about, hey, man, you guys want this launch party on your show? They were like, hell yeah. They get it. These people get what it takes to be successful, guys. And a lot of it has to do with this part of it right here. Cross promotion.
I didn't get that. We had to get hit by a car, but I mean, I'll do anything. I guess
we already signed up for it. We already signed up.
I didn't get the cocaine in the car, but I got it now. So
they go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Now I know.
Please scroll to the bottom of the campaign for people that are backing. Go take a look at these other indie things. I highly recommend all of them. They're super cool. This campaign right here for Depowered Child Possession Services and Bulletproof Chicken. John is going to be on my show tomorrow. We're going to talk about this one. He's running 3 books on one campaign. Like, that's insane.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
Silverline's been doing 2 on a campaign for a while now. So
yeah.
I totally understand the thought process.
Mm-hmm. So things you can add on besides comic books, here's a collector's patch. So if you want to show off your living decision and you want to go pick up undeads, you want to be that cool, be that elite, you can get an Iron Man patch. What's that?
Will there be patches?
There are patches. These are the Iron Man patches for the collectors. So the ones that go pick up the undead. Here's the trucker hat, plus comics, of course. All of these you get on the thank you page. And if you haven't seen my thank you pages, they're not normal thank you pages. Yeah. My thank you page for number 3, we killed off half the backers on the page. You'll have to see what I mean. Ketchup, the ketchup tier is here. Ketchup, I mean ketchup. Look for that ketchup bottle if you want a copy of everything. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4 in the PDF. All of that good stuff. Everything in one box. That's great. We have a couple different T-shirts, like I said. So I separated them in tiers. So Dead Outside, Still Human Inside, and No Pulse, No Rights. Metal covers, I have dropped the price. They went from $100 to $75. So you can get a metal cover of 4 in a PDF for $75, which is insane. Super secret, you guys. If you were going to get one thing and you're going to shell out, get the super secret. I handcraft these. The first super secret was a handcrafted wooden box with a poem burnt into it, and it was a glass bottle with bones and F inside of it. Yeah. Last campaign at a super secret, I built someone a working disc. So get the metal cover. They are so cool. They are so cool. Here's a retail. I got a couple retail tiers for you guys with LCSs. Johnny, if you're not here, Johnny.
Hold up. You get little origami bears and stuff, man.
Oh.
Well, I
Super
asked an extra question on the survey. So on that one, the survey was Beats, Bears, or Battlestar Galactica.
Huh?
And if you answered Bears, you got an origami bear. If you answered Beats, you got origami beat. And if you answered Battlestar Galactica, I made little tiny origami robots, which were super complicated. So those were going out in the thing too. It was yes.
They saw it.
Yeah, those are so cool. So
I got 1, 2, and 3 right here. 1, 2, and 3. Look, go get number 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Well, here's the thing. We're going to close out the metal covers with 4. So you do have the option of actually adding on a metal cover of number 1 in this campaign. Once we're done with the metal covers, we're going to change the cover, the collectible cover for 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be, I think, wooden is what I'm looking at. So wooden covers for that. But 125 gets you all the covers and with the metal. Here's the Dwayne Fink Funko Pop. If you're a Funko collector, we are on. This is Funko Pop number 4. Oh yeah, no, he's number 3. Callie is number 4. So this is the Jude St. Clair. Here, wait a minute. Hold on. Hello.
14.55, 20 backers. 14.55, 20
Wow.
backers.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'm sorry.
Did you hear what I said, Laurie? 14.55 with 20 backers.
I need to unbiggen myself and scroll back up. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. she doesn't believe
so much scrolling. So much scrolling. What?
Oh.
Yes!
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh.
Thank you, everybody.
Rolling right along. As we roll right along. Now give me my 5 more backers. I want 25 backers, man. Come on.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. My
Cheers.
goodness.
My love to everybody. I might just cry. I might.
I can hear it in your voice. It's coming.
I might cry for you.
Coming. It's
It's
just,
coming.
I'm so overwhelmed by the positive reaction to this. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I love doing this. The fact that people are getting enjoyment out of, what I put into it is really fulfilling, and it feels good, and it's also it stops my imposter syndrome from yelling at me, because that's
Aww.
Big virtual hug.
I haven't seen any campaign do as much as what you do. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
and there's some really good campaigns out there. Everything you've done, you deserve nothing less on. You really don't. This is amazing. It's amazing.
And not only that, guys, but she took the time to help me build
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah, well, her clone did, because she needs another one.
My clone did, yes. And poor Pops would be like, hey, did you want? I'm like, no, not today.
No, I'm busy. Sim number 4.
Like, no, we're not doing that.
But seriously, while she was building her campaign, she was helping us build ours. Laurie's amazing, man. And I was on the bargain bin this afternoon. Instead of being on Monday Madness, I had an appearance on another show. And I was even talking about her then, because they were asking about, the network and whatnot. And I was talking about how certain shows I had passed on to other people, and how perfect it was that Laurie came along right at that time. It was like, because I was looking to pass that show on, and I couldn't have found somebody better to take that show over. She's done wonderfully, and she's been a great help to people in the madness across the board. So back her, yo. Y'all freaking just back her. she deserves it, yo.
I deserve 5.
Just back it already.
Sorry, but that's what just back it.
Let's see. Oh, I was showing off my Funko Pops. That's where we left off. So, seal of approval.
Yes, that's the madness seal of approval.
No, don't touch Chrome, please. All right, so here's the Jude St. Clair custom-made Funko Pop. And what I love about these is the studio that makes these custom for me, they do the box amazing well. So it looks, it's legit.
Oh, cool.
Comic cover on the back and everything, guys.
Cover on the back. So this is the first one we did. It has issue 1 on the back. The second one we did is the Big James. Look at this massive box.
I know.
He is massive.
Oh my God. So
we got Big James, the Undead Bear. Who's just, he's got all the scars and everything. He's just mine is a bobblehead, which I love what they did. And they flocked mine. Flocked is such a funny word. Flock you. And then of course the cover on the back. So there's number 2. So Dwayne Fink is number 3. What's that?
I thought you said Funko Pops when I first started out, and I was like looking at the box trying to figure it out. Yeah, I was just looking at the box trying to see if that was like how they just changed it a little bit so it's not stealing.
Yeah, they do. They have to because it's custom.
Yeah, I know. They have to change it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Those are bad.
Yeah.
So,
I like Big James. He's a bobbly heady.
Yeah. I know. I took him out and I was like, had him on my lap, and I was like, "What do you think, James?" He was like, "Yep."
Yep.
So we have two kinds of pops on every campaign. One is the new pop, which is the Callie St. Clair, and then the limited of 5 is always the one that was the new one from the previous campaign. So Dwayne Fink, the Singularity backer from last campaign has one, and then everybody else will get a slightly different Dwayne Fink on this campaign. But those are limited to 5. I can't order these in advance because they're expensive, but they're so cool. And this is the only place you can get them. You can't get them from my website. You just can't.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. I know people are like, how much do I have to pay you to get one of these? I'm like, a lot. This is super cool too. So since we did a sketch cover, there is 5 spots for you to get that sketch cover with Marco's art in it. He'll do a black and white sketch of Big James or Jude or zombies. What do you want? He'll put it on there. And then some of the money from this level goes directly to Marco to pay for that cover. So it's pretty cool. You could get your original Big James from the guy that draws Big James. Or if you want, you could just get the sketch cover and then go see Romo. Go to his, Comic-Con and have him draw Big James. It's cool.
Absolutely. Right? I'm up for anything.
That's why sketch covers are so awesome. It's like, I really like this. Go to William Russell, have him draw his Undead Bear. You can do that too. Fun's not included for that. You have your own. But on this one, you can get that from Marco sketch, and that's limited to 5, so that's pretty cool. Here is the retail reward books, and this one has a full page ad. Both of the retail ones, the retail tiers, you get, I think, 5 copies of the comic. So you get 5 of 1, 2, and 3. I have variants left of 2 and 3. So if you wanted some of those, let me know. I'll put them aside for you. So I'm sending you pretty much, copies of everything. I'm also going to send you what I call elevator pitch postcards. So you don't have to pitch my book to your customers. I have pitch postcards that will do that for you. You just stick them on your counter. If someone's interested in Path of the Pill Rider, have the postcard. It has a picture of issue number 1 cover, and on the back, it's my elevator pitch, and then a QR code that you can scan, and it will take you to a preview of issue number 1. So people can decide if they want to purchase based off of that. So you don't have to memorize an elevator pitch. I do it for you. It's great. So I'll send you a stack of those. I also send you a t-shirt that's for you to keep. On this level here with the full page ad, I'm also sending you an 11x17 poster so you can promote within your store as well. So, and of course, a full page ad inside of my comic in the middle where everybody's going to see it. So that's a good one too. I only have 2 of those because I have 2 extra pages in the comic that I wouldn't give to Marco. And of course, the Singularity is gone. That's the I love this graphic. I put the kitchen sink on it, and then that little meme that says "on these." That one, yeah.
I have a question.
Huh?
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the early bird tier.
Yeah.
Is there a choice of covers, or is it?
That one's just the Marco cover, but if you reach out to me, I'll let you pick whatever cover you want.
Man, seriously, I'm having a hard time picking a cover as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Typically, the early bird special is Marco's cover, and then the sticker is one of the panels from the interior of the comic that I think fits the comic well.
I'm just looking at these choices of what Lacey did is awesome. What Lauren did is awesome. What William did is everybody did an awesome one, and there ain't no way I could ever get them all. You know what I mean? So I have to actually try to figure out a way to pick one.
Good luck.
Roll a D5 or D6.
Oh, no, I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait till the end of the campaign, and I'm going to pick the one that has the fewest sold because I'm going to want the rarest issue.
True.
That's the genius of Mr. Van Zandt, everybody.
Well, and I usually order some extra variants for myself for some inventories because I do Comic Cons and I do shows as well. But after I sell out of the variants, I usually don't print them again, so they're pretty limited. Oh, this campaign is the last campaign we will be printing issue number 1 in black and white. Matt Chambers will be coloring issue 1 shortly. After this campaign, we're going to get our stuff together, obviously fulfill this one. The next thing for us to do is a trade paperback of issues 1 through 4. And when you get that, you will get color pages of issue number 1 relettered by myself. I've already relettered it, but
Matt Chambers
color. So
that's your buddy Matt Chambers in the chat right there.
Okay, that's why he's like so hyped. because he's going to color it. We've already talked about it. We just need to do it. We just haven't because we've been doing this.
Rachel, if I could back all the books that I promote and all the books that I looked at and that I love, if I could back them all, man, I wish I could just go, yeah, I want that, and that. But I'm broke ass. I'm just saying.
If you want to see some spoilers,
Tell everybody what that means real quick.
that means bullshit. So Jude's mom, Callie St. Clair, is deaf. And so Jude can communicate via sign language, but he is hearing. And you see this come out with Jude St. Clair when he's talking shit. So in the poker game in issue number 2, he's telling the guys, yeah, sir, that's fine. And he's calling him like a douchebag with his fingers, which I think is hilarious. So there are some spoilers if you look at these pages from what happened in 3. So hopefully you've read it. If not, don't look at it.
I gotta roll out.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what I can show you, unless you guys want to watch the video again.
Show the old video.
Oh,
Yeah.
show the old videos. Yeah.
The old video. Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
And then we'll work our way out. Thanks, Max. Always good to see you, brother.
Coming, man. All right, so this is the very first one we did. This was smack dab right in the middle of the pandemic.
When it comes to an inspired and privileged retirement, Pine Fox is where you want to be. Quality of life, peace of mind, harmony, it's all here. The setting is beautiful and peaceful. The atmosphere is lively and enriching. The amenities have something for everyone and every interest. At Pine Fox, your health and well-being is a top priority. Our community is growing and just waiting for you to join us. If making the most of your AD years matters to you, the choice is clear. Pine Fox.
Katie, time to come in.
Okay, Mom.
No.
For more information, call 216-555-3323 or visit pinefox.com today.
Out right from the get. That was book 1.
That was book 1. Yep.
It's unreal.
It's awesome.
Unfucking unreal.
Before I start, what were you saying?
It's just unreal. Like now I have imposter syndrome. Thanks, Laurie.
I came from production, so that's where my origin story is. I was actually choreographing fight scenes for like a small time production in Detroit. I was managing a fight team, and we were doing like music videos, and we did a short film called Catfishing, which if you watch the 3rd video, there's pieces of catfishing playing in the background, so that's an Easter egg. But they liked me so much that they were like, will you write content for us, short form content? So I started writing short form content for this production company, and like we got our pilot done for the series that I wrote called The Agency, and when they were ready to do reshoots, I had relocated to Texas. So everything just stopped, right? But I had my writing bug. Like that was it. I had gotten the taste of I can write, and people want to read it, and people want to see it.
Yeah.
And that's right around the time 2018 was right before we moved. We moved in 2019, and that's when the idea hit me for Path of the Pale Rider. And I actually wrote it under the title Dead West. But then I found out there's like 2 bands and a novel series with the book title of Dead West. So I was like, we need to be something different. It needs to be something that nobody has, but it still needs to make sense. And the Pale Rider, this is actually from the Book of Revelation. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the last one that rides in is on a pale horse, and he who sits upon that pale horse is named Death. So the book is about the path of death. Death is missing, and the path that Jude St. Clair goes on to figure out where it went. He does find it. Or a book, I think 9 or 10, he figures it out. But in the meantime, book number 7 will knock your socks off. I keep telling everybody, like, it's good. We're getting there. 7 is insane.
Video number 2.
All right.
Watch out for the McDonald's.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on Channel 13, WYD. I'm Louis Lane.
This is a good job.
As you know, we've been following this crisis as it develops. And now we'd like to go live to Ellie Brock on location, talking to you, the viewer, on what you think caused this horrific crisis.
We did like running the
Ellie, good evening. And how are you?
Hello, Louis. How are you? I'm here on location today. We're going to walk the streets and see what people have to say. Hello. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. You got it. What do you think broke the death process?
Got it.
The witches. It's the cats.
You know, if I had to pick one thing, it'd be the aliens.
Aliens?
Yes, aliens.
Where did they come from?
Outer space.
Why do you think the death process is broken?
I can tell you. It's that damn sugar.
That's a good question. And a lot of you are going to say the government. I know, in fact, most of you are going to say the government.
I think it's the government.
No comment. Do you want to talk about what you think broke the death process? No. Sir. What? Sir, do you have a second? I'd like to ask you a question.
It has to be Anthony Fauci.
None of this is the thing that was broken.
I honestly think it's vaccines.
What's causing the undead and what's causing the human form to turn into the undead. And it's not just death. If you think about it, this makes sense.
No comment.
Wait, are you saying we can't die?
I think it's the food that we eat.
It's in our candy.
I'm not answering no question.
Is it even real? What?
Rachel!
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not real.
I bet it's the cats. I know it's the cats.
Everything is genetically processed now.
So GMOs.
Remember the pygmies? I think they're back.
No fucking comment.
It's the nanotech technology.
Male organ. And he who sat upon it was dead.
Can you elaborate?
He said, Jesus.
Look, man, I don't know. Back off.
Maybe this is all just a really bad trip.
You people, I think you guys are all at fault. The media, the government, Big Pharma. You guys know who did this, and I won't stand for it.
No comment.
It's in our coffee. We can't die?
Well, I mean, your body dies. So where can people go to find this information? Google. That's what I think.
Google it.
Not the yogurt.
It's in our drinks.
Can you be more specific? No. Is there a cure? I don't think so.
Honestly, I think there's a colony of pygmies, and I think they are out casting voodoo spells.
That blueberries got me real concerned.
It's in the brisket.
Yes.
It's in the barbecue.
In the brisket. Look around you. How many deaths do you hear about?
A lot right now.
So of course it was the witches. They're the smartest people in the world.
Skinny G. He must have given.
She didn't know what to say. She couldn't come up with anything. I was like, all right, hear me out. Just cry the entire time. I'll ask you 14, 15 questions. Don't answer. Just cry.
There's some bad stuff.
You just said I don't die.
Your body does, but yeah, you stay in it while you decay.
It's sugar. Don't believe everything you hear.
It's absolutely organic.
Just the meat,
Barbecue
and the
brisket.
water,
And the water.
and the vegetables.
That's the limits of life.
It's McDonald's. McDonald's broke down. And the reason I say that is if you think about it, their food don't actually burn. Their food was designed to be consumed by the dead. But see, if you take it, then you die. So it's the consumption of eating the food that only is made for that do not die. You get what I'm saying? It's McDonald's. Trust what I'm telling you.
It's just a bad trip.
Crazy. It's crazy stuff. I'm gonna go rob a bank.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Oh my
God.
I don't know why the dead don't fucking die. Look at me. Look at me. Put the phone.
And there you have it. We've spent all day asking people what they think. There's some truly wild accusations out there, and let me say, we really have no idea.
Go commercial. Is she okay? Somebody call 911.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of fun hanging out with Laurie since she became part of our little madness. You know?
So do you guys live close together?
No.
Oh.
He's in Texas.
I'm in
Oh,
Texas.
you just
That's
sent
in
me the video?
Michigan. If people send me the video, I edit it in.
Movie magic. It's the magic of film.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also, we share the StreamYard so that I can go in and put something in StreamYard and just leave it there for her, and then she can go grab it and do whatever she wants with it. So, you know.
The beauty of belonging to the Madness Network, people.
The madness.
There's lots of good stuff. Here's the last one.
And I love this one. I love them all. They're great.
Hello.
Very creative.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm at the point where I need someone else to act in these, and I just want to direct because it's so hard to set up the camera and get yourself in focus, get yourself in the shot. You'll see, like, some of the things I'm not in the frame, some of the things I'm out of focus. It's just what it is.
You need a cameraman.
Yeah, 6:30.
Yeah, I do. Well, I'm
Yeah,
in the
and
camera.
it's been at 6:30 for 2 weeks. I promise you, I've told you like 12 times. Okay.
I love that sweatshirt.
Oh, can you stop and pick up some more drinks? It's just some soda. I love you. Bye.
Now, this poor lady's trying to put together a dinner party that everybody's been
Let's have dinner.
everybody's been invited to and said they'd be there. And here it is, the day of the dinner party.
There. People start calling.
Hello.
But look,
Yeah.
there's all these other people.
Oh.
These are all my short films playing in the background. So if you keep an eye out
I
there,
guess we'll just catch you next time. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, all right. Okay, bye.
First person, and Fox.
Darn.
Bye, Rachel. Thanks for staying up so long. Talk to you later, honey.
Ooh, salt.
Everybody's just like doing stuff. There's catfishing in the background in that one.
Yep.
That's catfishing. Look, there's Carissa on my iPad.
Yep.
Oh, yay.
Chris and Laurie on the iPad.
Yeah, Pikachu suit.
Madness Tuesday morning brew.
Well,
Look at that.
Amanda, hi. 6:30? No? Okay. I just, Heather just called and she canceled too. Yes, and I have been watching the news. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just, like cooking for 12 people, but it's fine. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I love the popcorn flying. That's my favorite part. I made her do that like 3 times because I kept laughing.
Come on. Hello. Yeah.
Late to the party.
you know, I'm just going to cancel the whole thing. No, nobody's
He's
coming.
gonna cancel the whole thing. She's like,
Yeah, it's not.
I branded
you. There's like, you know, we've been planning this for. Yes, I know. Yes, I have been watching the news. No, I don't care. We could talk about this later. I gotta go. Bye.
No, I don't care. Like, how stupid can you be? Like, the world's on fire.
Yes, I've been watching the news. I just cancel
Laurie,
the night of,
Laurie.
everybody.
What?
Pause it. 1508.
I'm sorry.
Did you hear me?
I have to go see it to believe it.
She's gonna scroll.
It's true. It's true. It's damn true.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Woo!
1/3, 33% funded, guys. 33%.
God.
I mean, the thing is, everybody knows it's who runs a Kickstarter. Where do you set your goal? I could have put it at 1,000, right, and been funded already, but that's not really what I need to make my comic. So $45.50 was the number we needed to make a black and white comic for issue number 1. So really, our goal is higher than that since we moved to color. But we left it at $45.50. You know, one will get funded, but at least we will make sure that like artists will get paid. If we only hit $45.50, the comic will still get made. I'll have to pay out of pocket, but we'll still make it, right? Thank you, Brandon. It is moving quick. Like what we did last time, 6,200 breaks us even pretty much with the print job, the merchandise, everything gets paid for, which is great. But I like to leave it at $45.50 because then I can compare it to previous campaigns as well.
Right.
So I don't have the smallest goal. So for us to get funded quick is great. Brandon, I don't know what picture you put there, but it came through as a rectangle.
Came through as a what?
Look.
Oh.
He's a
So
square.
not a square, Brandon, if that's what you're saying. Rude.
He's a square. He's saying
He's
I'm
not
a
a
square.
square.
Brandon Square, right below.
He's a good guy. Brandon always backs me too. He's part of the Zombie Bros. We all support each other.
Yep.
That's all
Okay,
I'm saying.
you can go back to your video now. I just
Where's
wanted to.
I'm sorry.
You can go back to the video now. I just wanted you to be aware you went over the 1,500.
Ron and Brittany show. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you were planning on staying up this late.
Whatever.
We homeschool, so we don't. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the 50.
Try to pause it when I get shot.
What?
Try to pause it when I get shot so they see the muzzle flash down there.
Oh, okay.
It goes quick.
It goes quick.
Yeah, I'm watching for it.
It's supposed to be like super
I'll
loud.
get up and walk away from the desk, and Doc will be talking.
Okay.
You might be able to even hear him saying, "Pops, pops."
I made the screen bigger this time so I could see it.
Doc's Coffee Shop. He
Right
represented
after,
all of our shows.
it's right after the alarm goes off. So it's my home alarm.
See, now I'm looking away. I'm looking. What's something behind me? I get up and I walk away. I watch. Bam! Muzzle fire right there. You see it.
Yeah, it's right there.
Fall back in my own bed. Was that excellent or what?
It was great.
Me and Doc did it, and we sent it to Laurie, and then Laurie muzzle flash at the gun show.
Can you please give me your passcode?
Yes, passcode is fluffy.
Look,
I don't know. Let me check.
I know. Everybody's now having this experience. What? Door is open.
doors are open everywhere. I already got shot. These people just get ready to get fucked up. Popcorn.
Oh shit.
creepy as hell.
Good. I succeeded. I don't know if you've noticed. Do you hear the droning sound?
Do you hear what?
Sound?
The droning sound.
A little bit.
That droning sound has been there since the beginning of this short film. It's just slowly getting louder as it goes on. So I'm psychologically playing with you as well.
She said, "Oh shit, I'm out." He's like, "Huh?"
You're like, this could have been better. See, the disc is going.
Hello?
This guy kills me though.
Two of them.
That
He
guy
was
cracks
great.
me up.
That guy is amazing. Like, I went over to shoot, and I was trying to be like, they're not gonna really be weird, you know? Like, these are my neighbors and friends. I didn't want them to think like, yeah. But he was like, "Hey, do I need a weapon?" I was like, "Well," he was like, "I'll be right back when I grab a machete." And I was like, "Okay."
It's great.
Hey, Brett, what's up, man? So now everybody is dead. Because if you can't beat them, make them join your side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's great. He's great.
Yeah. I was flying a drone around the neighborhood that people were So that's the symbol for the undead underground, which you will see again.
It's great.
So good.
I love it.
So good.
Dude, look. Hey, what's up, Brett? Brett Giuliano, what's happening? We just did a little launch party for Laurie's Path of the Pale Rider #4, and earlier Chuck Dixon was on the show for the first hour. If you missed that, you're going to want to watch the replay for sure. Look at 25 baggers.
Oh, I'm sorry, 26.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
26. 26 baggers.
Tomorrow we are doing a digital flash mob. So if you have been zombified by myself, I will share out the live link so everybody can change their profile picture to their zombie self and put the live link in the comments, and people will ask you, what the F is this? It is not Halloween. You'd be like, oh, I was zombified for Path of the Pale Rider. Click on this link and go see what it is.
But can we leave it up till Halloween? Because
leave it up as long as you want to. It's all voluntary. Like, I don't force people to do nothing. If they want to participate, great. If they can't do it, whatever. I'm not here to inconvenience anybody. We're all just having fun. If you want to have fun, let's do it. If you don't want to do it, no pressure. That's how the entire Path of the Pale Rider is. If you just want to read the comic, you just want the meat and potatoes, go for it. Read the story. If you want to do the riddles, great. If you want to be a part of the short films, even better.
Mm-hmm.
Go as deep as you want to go.
This was great. 25 backers, 26 backers.
26 backers. Unbelievable.
I think we did better than your last launch party as far as that first hour and a half or whatever. I think we did better.
Yeah. I probably have, I got like 15 direct messages. So I need to, people are like blowing me up, but I'm on the live stream, so you gotta wait till I'm done.
This has been amazing. It's the magic of MattMan and Romo right here. You're welcome. It was all us. You're welcome.
Thank you, bro. You're welcome. No, but seriously, thank you for having me on the show.
Dude, this has been so fun. This has been so fun. I love it. And you know what? Like, I really want to interview you. Like, when you're not busy, I would love to have you come on, like, maybe a Friday, because that's my own personal show. And I want to interview you. I want to know your history.
I know. I have so many questions.
You seem to be like bred with your production background to be able to sell comics today, because so many people, including myself, don't think like this. And I really I think it'd just be eye-opening for a lot of people. I want to have you on my own
Really
my own
insightful.
personal show
Yeah.
on a Friday, whenever you're not busy.
And I'm curious about a lot of shit too.
Or a clone. I'll take either one. It doesn't really.
Yeah, we'll take Allie.
Oh my gosh, Brett, I have to show you. Can I change the studio for just a second to the Tuesday Brew? Brett, while you're here, I know exactly what you're talking about. All those people in there just scammers sitting in my inbox asking me to give them money so they can promise me all these things. But one thing I like to show on my show when I'm interviewing people about Kickstarter is this what it feels like?
Hold on. I think I'm bleeding. Am I bleeding? Ah! 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 Nose and lips! Okay, ow. Ah! Can I? Ow! 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 Wait! Ow! 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 Please, Mr. Oh!
Next campaign.
That's awesome.
Like you get through one and then you feel like you're good and then it's like, oh yeah, no, I gotta do it again. You know?
Yeah.
Look, they send them to me not knowing that what I do is promote indies.
Right.
And I just like tear them apart, man. I just tear them apart. I'm like, look, guys, one thing, you can't guarantee anything. And trust me, as somebody who's promoted comics for 4 years, I know that there's nothing I can say that guarantees somebody's going to go in their wallet and back your book. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They have to like what they see. They have to like what they hear. And you have to put it out there in a way that they like it. Okay? Now, I can talk about book one forever. And maybe even some people will back it because I was talking about it and it looked good. But I can't claim that as something to base a business on, that I can charge people. I can't guarantee that you're going to make money because I talked about your book. There's no guarantees in indie comics. None, zero, boom. None. Okay? And not only that, but book two, I can't do anything for book two if book one isn't no good. It's like, remember that. Don't count on people to sell your book for you. You make your book sell itself. Make it so good, so appealable, so interactive, like what Laurie does, where she brings people into her story. Okay, whether it's calling up and talking to Jude St. Clair on the phone, or what did you have an email thing one time?
The phone line.
All kinds of different.
It's terrible.
Different interactive stuff.
You don't get a nice conversation. It's terrible.
She's always thinking. She's always thinking about something new, something bigger, something better, something that'll appeal to everybody and bring more fans in. And if you're not thinking forward like that, if you're not thinking that way, this is marketing, guys. Look, this marketing is really where it's at now. After your story's written, drawn, the next most important thing is how are you going to get people, how are you going to get them looking at it? How are you going to get them interested in it?
What was the number of stories written, e-stories written a day? 3,600? Is that it?
Yeah, 3,800 in English.
In English. AI, it'll be like 38,000. How do you stand out? Yeah, it will be.
Thank you, Katie.
Katie, you're awesome. Katie's book is part of the PDF bundle as well. Dragon Child is an amazing story.
Yes.
Really
and
good.
This was another thing I was going to say. It's like we've done launch parties on all the different shows on the network. It's just whose show falls into that time slot.
Yeah.
And they all seem to do well because of the size of the network involved. Keep building the network. Keep bringing more and more people to the madness, to what we're doing, so that we can show them all what you guys are doing. You know, it's always going to be about networking and promotion, guys. Always. You're never going to be able to take a break at that if you want to be successful at this. You know?
It's just constant. I'm like, where's my clone? I was telling Carissa, like, on one super busy day, it was insane, where it's like, last week was nuts. Like, family stuff was crazy. Like, there was a softball game during the week. My husband left on Tuesday for business, so I was taking him to the airport. Like, I dropped the kids off at school and take their husband to the airport, come back and did my show. Plan all the stuff for the Kickstarter and talking about it, making sure things are coming in on time, and where's my variant covers, and where's my A cover, and I need to figure this out, right? And all the shipping and handling and blah, 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 blah. Go pick up my husband on Thursday. We went to Pearl Jam on Friday. There was a softball game on Saturday.
Jesus. How
your one day is giving me diabetes.
I was like, Christmas like, hey, are you busy today? I was like, yes. Like, tell me about my day. And she was like, geez, Laurie. And I was like, I need a clone. I would love to write more. You know, at some point I need to delegate things.
Yeah.
At some point.
And then you said, so what can I help you with? What do you need?
She was like, can you let her?
Didn't you?
She needs cookies. She needs more cookies.
Need more cookies. I haven't baked cookies in a while. Oof. I'm too busy. Cookies.
So I'll actually use this time really quick just for me. I will be done with my current book for Chris Faction, which is Nano 13. I'll probably be done with that about November-ish. And after that, I'll be looking for work because Chris wants to take a little break between issue 1 and 2, most likely. So anyone watching, anyone having a story who needs an artist, I will be available around November for interior work as well as pinups, covers, whatever you guys need, promo art, sequential, yeah. So just putting it out there. I'll be looking probably around November for the next thing for a little while. So
I will need variant covers for sure. So we will
hit me up. I'll do whatever you need, hon. Whatever you need. Interior, variant, promo, whatever you want to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I can if you need while I'm working for Chris, I can squeeze in a promo, I could squeeze in a variant cover, you know what I mean? But for like interior, like solid steady work, I can do two solid detailed pages a week. So for that I would need to be not working for Chris, but I can squeeze in stuff here and there.
Gotcha. Well, I'm not firing Marco anytime soon.
No. For anyone watching, for anyone, I would never ask you to know. For anyone watching,
I'm kidding. Totally joking. Marco knows he's set for as long as he wants to stay on Path of the Pale Rider. He's stuck with me.
No, you guys got a thing that's working.
Yeah.
Don't change it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He does just amazing work. He really does. And like I said, he keeps leveling up. Like if you look at his previous covers, he posted the new cover on his socials today, and I went and I posted like 1, 2, and 3 covers, and I was just like, you can just see the growth. And it's been what a year, and it was July of last year that we published issue 1.
Yeah.
So now
14 months or something. Yeah. You guys are all killing it.
Ooh, it went up.
1604. There, it just popped up again. 1604.
Past 1600.
Oh my God!
Thank you, everybody.
Straight up, we're gonna push the hell out of this, just like we always do. You know what's up. Carissa, I think launches in 2 weeks.
Yeah, show. Yay.
Carissa launches in 2 weeks on the Tuesday Morning Brew. Y'all make sure you check that out. Look, like I said, your launch party, it don't really matter what day it is. We probably can make it work in the network somewhere on somebody's show. And this is the first time Ron's had a launch party on his show, and it seemed like it worked pretty well. So
it's been great.
I think the network works. I think it really works, and just stick with it, guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Plus, I've been reminding people that we launched today for like a week and a half. Don't forget.
Oh yeah.
What you gotta do. It's what you gotta do. It's the promotional part of it. You know?
Yeah, I can't imagine you dropped the ball the week before launch. So.
No. What I mean, it's like you can post something and it won't show up for 3 days in someone's newsfeed. So you got to do it every day.
Yeah.
So that way, you know, because even now, I guarantee you, there's people out there that are like, "Oh, Laurie launched, I didn't know." You'll find out a week later. They're like, "Oh, I forgot." you know.
And now the next thing is every day I'll be, did you drop this into Madness today?
Oh yeah, and I need to upload my new commercial because the commercial I did the thing. I kept the first part and I just updated the end cap where it says where it said 2 previously successfully, and now it says 3 successful campaigns. Hey Christian,
what's up, Christian?
How you doing? I love how there's still 6 people hanging out. That's great. Well, that's the ones that we can see.
And like Brett and Christian just popped in recently. Katie just popped in recently. So, you know, it's like still getting people looking. We appreciate you checking it out. Guys, I got to go get some to eat.
Yeah.
Well, we got kids.
Tomorrow, John Westhoff is on the Tuesday Morning Brew, and then I'm going to be hanging out with Jason Alexander in the evening to talk about Path of the Pale Rider #3, doing a deep dive.
Jason Alexander.
Jason Alexander, yes.
Really?
Woo!
Nice. Very nice.
Not the one that you think. In fact,
it's a different Jason Alexander.
The Jason Alexander and my friend Jason Alexander, they couldn't be more different.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say that's
one of these.
Well, you know what?
Is not like the other. Yeah, they're different.
Either Jason's good. I don't want to downplay the Jason I don't know.
This
so
is true.
okay.
He's amazing. He writes for comics and
nice.
He's just as warped as I am. So we have a fun time together.
Yeah, Laurie, I gotta have you on my show. I really want to get to know you more, and I want to know your background. I want to know where you came from. Okay.
Yeah, and I have time on the Tuesday Morning Brew in November for you to know. And that's the first opening I have is like in November.
I know you don't even have a spot for me to be on the team.
Yeah, I mean, I work. I got a day job. So unfortunately, I can't do anything like before 5:30. So yeah.
Well, then
she doesn't even have a spot for me.
Stop it! You are on my show all the time, and you can say whatever you want, sir. Always pop in. It's good. It's how it's supposed to be. So, Ron, when I come on your show, can I ask you questions too? Because I'm interested in what you do as well.
Oh, absolutely. We'll just chill out and have fun. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
I'll message you. I will message you probably tomorrow. And you have your calendar, I'm sure, on you all the time. So we'll actually schedule.
You like you know me.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, no, we will. Yeah, no, we'll get together ASAP and we'll hang out. We'll chill. It'll be a good conversation.
Cool. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it. Brittany, I'm a big fan.
My girl.
I'm a big fan of you. I'm so impressed.
I'm a big fan of her. So yeah.
All right, guys.
I'm a big fan of 26 backers. I'm one of them. So 26 other backers. I love you guys. Y'all rock.
Thank you, everybody.
Guys. Thank you. Laurie, congratulations.
Thank you.
You've done amazing. You deserve every single cent and more.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to go answer some of these DMs and see if they're scammers.
Okay.
The funniest part. Yo, Pops Van Zandt here. The Madness Comic Network is evolving into the Madness Roku Network. We're taking our stuff to Roku. We're joining great channels like the American Horrors channel. We're taking our stuff over there, guys. We love it over there. You're going to love what we bring you. We got some great shows, all kinds of different stuff. Come join the madness, yo. Madness Roku Network right here. Peace. Shit, like it's all in my memory, like I scripted it or something.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.